showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. If you're new here, I am your host, Robert, aka The Tall Man. This is my lovely wife, Lisa, and co-host, aka Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone ever calls her that. We are coming to you live right now from Tall Man Mobile. No, we are not on a cruise ship. It is the end of the year, and we are in the RV, Tall Man Mobile. If you are already part of the Tall Man clan, thank you so much for coming back. We appreciate you. If you're not already part of the Tall Man, do us a huge favor. Consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that thumbs up. We bring you all kinds of cruise content, from the news to incredibly detailed cruise ship tours, and we broadcast live every night when we are on ships, as well as at least once a week when we're off ships doing the news. So that being said, let's get into the show. We can't do that yet until we give you Balcony Cam. That is a look right outside of our cabin on the MSC Divina when we were on there just about a month ago. So, yeah, we've got to do that. So.
Yes.
And thank you all for joining us. Well, you know what? Let's say hello to everybody before we get into the news, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
And thank you all for the thumbs up.
Yes,
thank you so much.
Thank you.
We have a goal for 35 thumbs up during the broadcast. 35. Is that a number that sounds familiar, guys? Anyway, Roderick, hello. First in tonight. Good evening. Let's get busy. Absolutely. We've got a ton of stuff to go over tonight. Ooh, thank you. Some more thumbs up.
Thank you.
Nurse Tara, hello. Welcome. Macrina, windy night, lost power 3 times so far.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
man.
We had sort of, I think, the same storm system come through here. It wasn't as violent. So, by the way, let's send some prayers to those families that have been experiencing the bad weather over the past few days with tornadoes and different things. It's been a rough few days in weather across the country. So, thoughts and prayers to everybody out there. Yes. Gina, good evening. How are you? Justina, it's TMC time. Exactly. Ooh, the popcorn in it was very good. Take 2. We'll talk about that later. Hello, Patricia. Welcome. Bev, how are you this evening? Popcorn's ready. Awesome. Good evening, Mark. Welcome. And Nurse Tara says she's off tonight.
Ooh.
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Hello, Valerie. You got a cruise coming up real soon, don't you?
You do.
Yeah, hopefully you did enjoy that Christmas gift we sent you. Air guitar, absolutely got to have a little bit of that. Tom,
Yes.
Good evening. No, we haven't forgot. We are going to get that stinking P.O. box tomorrow. I promise. And we'll send you an email. Allison, what's up, Allison? Welcome. Hopefully your boyfriend is joining you. I think you sent me a message on the Facebook group that you were inviting him. Dr. Shree, hello. Mr. Cruise Fever. Wish everyone a very safe New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve 2025. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Hello from Las Vegas. Welcome, Las Vegas. And I've never seen your name before, so you get an applause for joining us and saying hello in the chat.
Yes, welcome
And
to the
then
channel.
there is Ashley. Okay, so we've said hello to some people. Let's get to the news.
All right.
Here's the latest cruise news with your host, The Tall Man.
All right, so a lot of stuff in the news this week, guys. A lot of sad news, as well as a lot of fun news. It's a very mixed bag of news this week. So first, let's start off with a little fun.
Okay.
This is the time of year where all the different media outlets out there start releasing their 2024 best of in the cruise industry, right? So let's start off at least with cruise critics ratings of who is the best. So for 2024, Cruise Critics Best in the Cruise Award list, here is for the mainstream cruise lines. As you can see, mainstream Royal Caribbean won. That'll make Chris happy. Icon of the Seas, Best New Ship. Best Cabin, Celebrity Cruises. Best Dining, Virgin. Best Entertainment, Royal Caribbean. Best for Families, Disney. Best for Romance, Princess. Bow chicka bow wow. Best for romance. Princess. Anyway. Best for LGBTQ and travelers. Virgin Voyages. Best nightlife, Royal Caribbean. Best service, Holland. Best for solo travelers, NCL. Best spa, NCL. Best specialty dining, Celebrity Cruises. Best suites, Royal Caribbean. Best suites complex, MSC Yacht Club. We resemble that remark. Best value for the money, Carnival. Best app, Royal Caribbean International. And best new North American home port is Long Beach, which I found interesting. So there's that.
Yeah.
So in the river category, by the way, if you don't agree with any of these, leave a comment in the chat if you're watching us live. I want to know what you guys think of these. Best River Cruise Line, Emma Waterways. Best New River Ship, the Viking Hathor and the Viking Sobek, dual Viking ships. Best for Active Cruises, Emma Waterways. Best Cabin, Avalon. Best Dining, Riverside. Best for Entertainment, Scenic. Best Enrichment, Viking. Best for Families, Adventures by Disney. Best for First Timers, Emerald Waterways. Best for Romance, Uniworld, and Luxury. They won both those. Best Service, Talk, and Best for Solo Travelers, American Cruise Lines, and Best Value for the Money, Gate 1 Travel. In the luxury category, Best Luxury Cruise Line, Explora Journeys. Congratulations to you guys. Number 1. Best New Cruise Ship, Ritz-Carlton Ilma. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I apologize. Best Cabin, Silver Seas. Best Dining, Explorer. Best Enrichment, Viking. Best for Families, Explorer. Best for Romance, Emerald. Best Itineraries, Windstar. Best Service, Crystal. Best Shore Excursions, Oceania. Best for Solo Travelers, Region 7 Seas. Best Spa, Viking. Best Value for the Money, Seabourn. In the Expedition category, National Geographic Lindblad won Best Cruise Line. Best for Adventure, Quark. Best Cabins, Seabourn. Best Scenic. Best Dining, Scenic. Best Scenic, Dining. Oh, here we go. Best Itineraries, Ponant. I think it's Ponant. Best for Light Expeditions, Viking Cruises. Best for Luxury, Silver Seas. Best Scenic Offerings, HX. Best Service, Silver Sea. Best Spa, Viking. Best Value for the Money, Atlas. Best in Alaska, Uncruise Adventures. Best in Antarctica, National Geographic Lindblad again. Best in the Arctic, Ponant. And Best in the Galapagos, Lindblad. Now, here's what I find most interesting. Here is what you have chosen, right? Or us, the cruisers. Best mainstream cruise line. Number 1, Margaritaville at Sea. I found that so interesting. Now, we haven't been on them, so we don't really have a vote in this, but we found that out of all the cruise lines to choose from for mainstream cruise lines, Margaritaville at Sea was number 1. Congratulations, guys. Number 2, Virgin Voyages, and number 3, Celebrity Cruises. In river cruises, top, Avalon. 2nd, Emerald. 3rd, Viking. Top-rated luxury cruise lines, Crystal, Explorer, and Viking. Top-rated expedition cruise lines, Viking, Quark, and National Geographic Lindblad coming in 3rd place. So there is your Cruise Critic Awards for Best Cruise Lines in 2024. Again, we'd love to know what your thoughts are. All right?
Absolutely.
Moving into Cruise Hives Awards. This is going to be short. They don't put out as many as Cruise Critic does. In fact, I haven't even put them all out yet. Royal Caribbean has won Best Private Island. This is the 4th year in a row they've won that. Carnival has been voted Best Cruise Ship Feature for Bolt. For their roller coaster, right?
Nice.
I can't personally agree, but that's
I loved
just
Bolt.
me. I know
thought
you
it was
did.
great.
Yeah, it about killed me. And Celebrity Beyond wins Best Overall Cruise Ship.
Nice.
So congratulations there. Look, there are so many agencies out there that put out the best of 2024 in the industry or every year. By the time it's all done, everyone will be able to claim a first place somewhere. That's just how it works. All right. So let's just get to a couple of comments and then we'll continue with the news.
All right.
Bev, by the way, says 2 thumbs up here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello, Angela. Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome. And by the way, she says, yay. Thank you, New Year's Eve. That's Azoriana. Zoriana, the new person to the channel. So, Zoriana. And Tim Harris. Hey there, this is Allison's boyfriend. So you did make it.
Yes,
Congratulations to you guys.
yes, hi.
I guess you guys are going on, is it your first cruise here soon? So, yeah, excited, I'm sure.
Yes.
All right, so let's get back into some of the news. We're going to start off with the what I'm going to call the crappy news.
Okay.
It has been an overly tragic week in the cruise industry. There have been many deaths, overboards, and different accidents. We're going to cover just a few of them here now. Oddly enough, I'm leading off with Captain Kate's cat actually passed away this week. So our thoughts and prayers out to Captain Kate. We know how people's pets are.
Their family.
Their family,
Yeah.
right? So it's just like losing a loved one.
It is.
So, all right. A passenger dies. Excuse me. On Princess. This happened earlier in the week. There was a woman, I believe she's 48 years old. She attempted to jump off the Sky Princess. Was not successful in the jump, which even if she had been, that is typically catastrophic anyway. But unfortunately, she hit something and then fell back into the deck. The crew came to her aid immediately, tried life-saving measures, but to no avail.
Aww.
So, again, thoughts and prayers to her family. She was on the cruise, I believe, with her mother.
Oh,
So,
man.
sad time.
Yeah.
Right? Norwegian, there's been a passenger that has gone overboard on the Epic here just a few days ago. A search was done. They stopped. In fact, I do believe another cruise ship came to help that was close. I'm just scrolling through the story here real fast, guys. The Zweederdam showed up to try to help. Authorities were called from Mexico to come and help, and they searched for quite a long time to no avail. They did not find her, unfortunately. So, again, sad story. It was a 51-year-old male. I'm sorry. So, again, thoughts and prayers to him. By the way, I need to start deleting these. Sorry, guys.
Friends and family.
Yes. This was one of the yet tragic but very strange. We're unsure, confirm-wise, or able to confirm the cruise ship this particular passenger was from. But in St. Martin, there happened to be, I believe, a total of 6 ships in port this day. This 81-year-old cruise ship passenger was on her scooter and went off the dock.
Oh, no.
They called, for aid right away. They were able to find her, but they were not able to resuscitate her. So at first, or to this point, now they believe it was a malfunction with the scooter.
Oh, no.
They don't know if there's any other mitigating circumstances at this point. Even if there were, they probably won't print that for the privacy of this particular passenger. So again, very sad. So prayers, thoughts and prayers for her family as well. Okay. And this one isn't as sad, but I found it interesting enough that we should include it. But there was a 17-year-old that was missing on the Carnival celebration, I believe it was. And an all-out alert went on the ship. It's like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. 17-year-old young man. And in short, it turns out he fell asleep in somebody else's cabin.
Oh.
The family, I guess, is part of a group of people there for a holiday cruise.
Gotcha.
And instead of checking the other cabins first, they rose the alarm and everyone out looking for this guy, this young man, I should say, public spaces, cabins and stuff, which is ultimately where they found him, again, sleeping in somebody else's cabin. So the end of the story is good because they were able to find him, but just a little bit, guys, I mean, the young ones out there, and
check
family
in.
members.
Just check in.
Check in.
Yeah.
But 2, if you're sailing with other group members or other people in your family have other cabins, if someone's missing, check there first.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a major thing to alert the cruise staff of someone missing. If they are not missing, they're just in one of your other cabins. So at least check there first. In the end, we're glad this young man was found, and it was a happy ending because a truly tragic week this week in the industry. Okay. Back-to-back outbreaks on Cunard, guys.
Wow.
We talked about this last week. The Queen Mary II had 100 and something or so passengers
Yes.
that had come down with norovirus last week.
Yes.
Well, this was the next leg of the cruise, and there's more than almost 9% of the ship
Wow.
has gotten norovirus.
It's very contagious. Wash your hands.
Over several hundred people plus 44 crew.
Oh, wow.
So very, very, very touchy situation here. Norovirus is very contagious, but it is the result of not washing your hands. And so we talk about this a lot. You got to wash your hands, guys. You got to wash your hands. But something else that I find interesting, people associate norovirus with the cruise ship industry, and they think the ships are floating petri dishes. But I want to show you this graphic here real quick. So look at this, right? This is from the CDC.
Mm-hmm.
And according to statistics, healthcare facilities are the absolute worst place. 62% of people that come up with norovirus get it from healthcare facilities. Restaurants, 22%. There's a category called others. I'm not sure what's lumped in there, but that's 7%. School/daycare, 6%. Private residence at your own home. You're not washing your hands at home, 2%. And on a cruise ship, 0.18%.
Wow.
Not even 0.25%. All right.
Well, we talked about that before, and it's, because the cruise ships are a contained environment. So who's been exposed and how many people are there. But when you're out in a restaurant, you don't know how many people have
Correct.
come and gone. Or in the healthcare facility, who knows how many people have been in there. And so that's why the numbers are known and published on a cruise ship,
but very rarely anywhere else.
Yeah.
It's not in the news when, a restaurant has 200 people that come down with, norovirus
or
from a
you
restaurant.
go to your doctor and you get sick.
Yeah.
That's not publicized.
It's not, which is why I wanted to put that graphic up there, because
Yeah,
the only
that's-
thing that gets published
It's
are the cruise ships.
Yeah, that's a great graphic.
But in the end, again, I'll put that up there real quick. In the end, you have the least chance of contracting norovirus on a cruise ship.
You know why? No
Washy, no yummy. Oh, my good gosh. Okay, moving on. All right, Royal Caribbean dives into the duck frenzy, guys. On Christmas cruise, there was a video that went out from Royal Caribbean. There was one of their staff on one of their ships hiding ducks for passengers to go and find. They were Christmas-themed ducks. So hiding ducks is just not a Carnival thing. It happens on a ton of cruise lines, just not Disney, but all the other cruise lines. So I just thought that was interesting that there was actually a news piece about Royal hiding ducks. So I just thought that was cool. So this one, I'm going to need some help from the Tall Man Clan. We're going to need some help. So some people are going to have to chime in and help us out here. There's been some recent changes over their casino program. Now, I don't think they're 100% recent. I just think it's now more coming to light. There's been a lot of things that have transpired really over the past handful of months on many of the cruise lines, not just Carnival, where things just happen and they don't announce it. Price hikes, amenities going away, and all this stuff. Well, with Carnival, they have a series for the gamblers. They're called Premier Cruises. And there's 3 to choose from. There's Premier, there's Ultra, and Premium. These are specific invite-only cruises for casino guests. So those who are gambling and spending a lot of money, and or just recirculating their money,
Putting in their time.
putting in their time, right? That's what our friends call it. Got to go put in my time. They get invite onlys to these group type cruises. During these group cruises, there are many other perks that are not provided during regular cruises that these people may go on as well. And so for the next little bit of time into early 2025, if you are on one of the groups, meaning the Premier, the Ultra, or the Premium, or whatever they are, all of the perks are the same. They haven't changed. But what has changed is they're now allowing these gamblers to get these packages on just regular cruises. So it doesn't have to be a special within a group. They're basically small group cruises, if you will. And so you can get these same benefits, if you will, on regular cruises. However, the benefits aren't exactly the same. Okay. So one of the guests was a little bit upset about the benefits not being the same. Of course, you know where they went. They went to John Heald, and of course, he had to explain it all again. One of the slight examples this happened, I think, in June. Platinums and Diamonds for Carnival used to get a $25
Yes.
credit in the casino.
Yes.
That no longer happens, but that stopped in June, I think, of this year. They didn't say anything. They just stopped providing it. So when somebody went to get it and they're like, oh, where's my $25? And they're not doing it anymore. And so it's the same thing with the perks for the gamblers. If you're going on or choosing one of these packages, but it's not part of the group, if it's just a regular Carnival ship cruise, you're not going to have all the same perks. There still will be some perks. So you're going to want to check into that to confirm what those are for you. Okay. If I got any of that wrong, help us out. And the reason why I asked for your help, we don't gamble.
No, we don't.
It's the thing we know the least about on cruise ships.
That and the bars.
Yeah, we just go to the casino, give them $25 and leave. So, guys, note to self: if you're hiding from the law or have a warrant for your arrest, don't take a cruise because they're going to know right where you are. So when you get off the ship, they're going to be waiting for you, which is what happened to this gentleman down in Miami who got off of, it was a Carnival cruise. He's got over a decade of past child support, like over $100,000 in past child support.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the police were sitting there waiting for him when he got off the ship, and he was promptly arrested.
Wow.
So just little, tip. If you're running from the law, have a warrant for your arrest, or just hiding, don't take a cruise.
Yeah.
They're going to find you.
Yeah.
They're going to find you. So here we go. We got to talk about tips again. Every 2 months.
Yep.
I swear. Every 2 months, somebody starts complaining about having to tip cruise staff.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, this is how they make their money. Yep, we've talked about it many, many times in the show before because, again, this seems to come around every couple years. All right? Cruise ships are flagged under other countries so they don't have to pay U.S. wages. This is why the cruise staff makes so little. Okay? These days, average 15 to 20,000. There are people who make more than that, but I'm assuming the wait staff, your cabin stewards and stuff, they're on the lower end. They're making about 15 to 20,000 a year. That's what the cruise line pays them. Now, if the cruise line was to pay them U.S. wages for the hours they work, the cheapest cruise we'd be able to find is probably about $20,000 per person, because every single employee on up would be making $50,000, $60,000. Because you got to remember, these guys are working 7 days a week, no days off, and very little time off on top of that. So when you start adding up, like overtime, double time, and all this stuff.
Yeah.
So does it suck? Yeah, it does. But that's why they've gone around these rules and flagged their ships in other countries that don't have the same labor laws. So they pay them less. Part of their pay are the tips that we provide them. Now, we can either pay a butt ton more money for a cabin, or we can pay a little bit in tip money. For me, it's worth a little bit in tip money. We have never, ever, ever not tipped our people. Now, that being said, for those who are just absolutely against it, which I don't recommend, but you can go down to customer service on the ships and have those automatic gratuities taken off your account. Again, bah humbug for those who do that, right? Boo. Boo, boo, boo. But that is an option for you to do that if you wish. Okay. Now, outside of that, you're not required to pay the tips, but if you pay your normal gratuities, that's it. You're done. Now, occasionally, you may want to tip somebody a little bit more. Lisa and I tend to do that. Our cabin stewards, we run some crazy schedules, and they're really good about working with our schedules, and we tip them a little extra. But we've also not tipped them before if we didn't feel their service was over and above what we might expect.
Yeah.
Right? So, but that's a personal choice to give them a little extra.
Yes.
And if you are going to do that, don't hide it somewhere. Just hand it to them.
Yes, please don't hide it. Because if you hide it,
They don't have time.
yeah, well, and not only that, but especially if you do it the last day, it's not your cabin steward that's coming in to clean your room. There are extra people that come in to help with the turnover, and they're going to get the tip, not the person that's been taking care of you all week.
Your cabin steward's the one that 100% finishes it up.
Yes.
And they do part of the work. But there's a lot of other staff that comes into the corridors to help this, because it's impossible for the amount of crew, just cabin attendants, for them to clean like all the towels, all the sheets. Everything has to get removed.
Yes.
Everything has to be put back into place. It has to be sterilized and vacuumed, and all. It's not possible. I mean, like the last time we checked, the carnival attendants are taking care of like 30 plus cabins apiece.
Yeah.
It's crazy, and there's just not enough hours in the day to do that. So they have extra help.
Yes.
So if you leave the money laying around, it's the extra help that might grab it.
It
okay?
is. Yeah.
So find your people or your waiters. If you have a traditional seating and you have the same waiter every night, you want to give them a little extra. Last night, just give them a little extra, put it in an envelope, put it in their hand, whatever you want to do. Again, that's just us. Again, we've talked about this before. If you want to put a comment down in the chat, please do. But it seems like we always have to talk about this. Speaking of talking about this next news story, we did talk about this in last week. But Vanuatu had that horrible earthquake, 7.3, last week.
Yes.
The U.S. government, along with many other governments, by the way, have raised the travel advisory to a 3. There's a lot of damage to this country, a lot of infrastructure problems, and a lot of issues. If you are scheduled to go to Vanuatu, not on a cruise ship, but just to fly there for a vacation, I would reconsider that. Not because of crime, but there's a lot of the island that they don't even have water. There's a lot of problems. And again, it's not just the U.S. There's many other countries that also have issues. Plus, if it's anything to you, for the Americans out there watching, as well as some of the other countries, the embassies also sustained some extreme damage. So they're not up and functioning to be able to help support their citizens if there would be a need. So you'd truly be there on your own. Now, if you're going there to help and provide some aid, search and rescue, whatever, great. Just know going in, it's going to be rough. Okay?
It's going to be very rough.
It's going to be rough.
Yeah.
So MSC has announced their world cruise itinerary for 2027.
Wow.
It's actually going to be on the Musica.
Oh, okay.
And here is that map, right? Oh, that's not the map. That's the map. It's actually going to go across the equator twice.
Oh, wow.
121 days.
Wow.
It's going to be starting off. There's a couple of places that you can start, either the 4th or the 5th or the 8th, but it's Rome, Italy. Rome is in Italy, you moron. Somewhere in France and Barcelona. I think those are the 3 options for joining the cruise. But if you start off in Genoa on the 5th of January in 2027, it's going to be a 121-day cruise, going to 45 different locations over 5 continents. So that looks absolutely exciting. And trust me, I looked it up because I'm like, I said, Lisa, you want to go on a cruise?
That would be awesome.
Yep. For a balcony, that we choose the balcony. It's about $60,000 for the 121 days. Yeah. Thank you for the thumbs up, everybody. By the way.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Thank you so much.
We're 9 away from our goal, Lisa.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. We're at 26
like
thumbs
that.
up. We're
Thank
trying to
you
get to
guys.
35. 35.
Should we go back and look at comments before we get too far away?
Sure, let's do that because we've got a bunch of comments.
Well, you asked questions.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Okay.
We got to Tim Harris. Patricia says, "Welcome, Tim." McQueen is asking Tom, "Are you considering the TMC group cruise?" No, Tom wanted to send us something, and please take no offense, but as we told you, we full-time RV. We have a home address, but we'd rather stuff not go there, so we got to get a P.O. box, and we just have kept on forgetting. But we're going tomorrow. It's on the schedule of what to do. McQueen is like, "I love Bolt."
Yeah, me too.
Hi, Tim and Allie. Yep. All right, Chris says, "Hey, can't wait to see next year's poll. I bet the treasure scores well, and I'm seeing nothing but great reviews from that ship." Yeah, I can't wait to see next year's review because it came out so late. The voting was already over, so it would not have been included this year. So we'll see what happens next year. It'll be the same with the Destiny because the Destiny comes out so late in the year next year, it wouldn't make the voting. So. Anyway, Bev says, "Oh no, I know how she's feeling. I lost my cat last week too." Oh
yeah.
no, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yep. And good morning, Desiree. Good morning. Where are you?
Right?
Are you just waking up? Ashley says, "Macrina, I was wondering about Tom too. I hadn't heard if he was going. Are you going, Tom?" Hey now, Mr. Cruise Fever. And she corrected herself. "Good evening. Sorry."
You had me going there. I was wondering where you were visiting.
And Chris also says, "Pardon me, but good evening, all." Chris came in a little bit late. Chris says, "I'm looking forward to seeing your review for the treasure, Robert." I'm looking forward to it too. We're not booked on the treasure, so I can't wait. I would be so upset if I got norovirus on my cruise vacation. It knocks you down for at least a day. I'm a nurse like Tara, always washing my hands. So important. So, Allie, Alyssa, or Allison, I don't know how you like to be called. Yeah, if you just keep on washing your hands, you're going to be fine. The trick is simply this, and take a trick out of Macrina's book. Okay? We feel, and we could be wrong, but we feel a lot of it happens in the buffet. Right? Because there's the person at the buffet, no washy-washy, no yummy-yummy, but not all cruise lines do that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and not everybody goes through the main door. Some people will come from the pool side.
Yes.
And they haven't washed their hands.
Yes.
So they'll go and they'll grab their tongs. So what Macrina does, she washes her hand when she gets into the buffet, grabs all of her food, brings it back to the table, then goes and washes her hands again before opening up her silverware and eating.
Mm-hmm.
That is great policy.
Yeah.
Outside of that, just remember, if you're pressing elevator buttons and you're grabbing handrails as you're walking, these are surfaces that other people touch. And we've talked about the disgustingness of people that we just see. I can't tell you how many people we've watched go in the bathroom, do their thing, and leave without washing their hands.
All the time.
All the time. It's sad. It really is.
And that's not even, on cruise ships. That's everywhere.
Everywhere.
Restaurants, stores, I mean, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Macrina's like, wash your hands right before you touch your utensils and food. Yeah.
Yes.
Wash them before you go in, grab your stuff, and then, anyway.
Yeah.
And Justine's like, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Use a paper towel to open the bathroom doors. Yeah, they have them stationed right by there, right by the door. And if they don't, it's because the door's automatic. In fact, I still see some that are automatic that still have the paper towels there too. Yep, absolutely. If you want to get sick, the best/worst places to always go to a hospital. 1,000,000%.
Yeah.
Yep. Justine is like, I can't hear anything.
No.
Justine, you may have to restart.
Yeah.
Well, hang on. Did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong there? No, that was fine. Is that fine there? Yeah, we're fine. Oh, never mind. It was on my end. See, there you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Because we've been talking for a while. That would have been awful.
Danny Mac, stay away from Georgia. Chris has a question. Robert, can people with ankle monitors go on a cruise? No. Not one bit.
Oh, I think that thing would go off real quick.
And to be honest, even if you tried, if you have the monitor on and you didn't try to, get it off, and you took it, and you went through facial recognition, I think that would pop you up immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Unlike this guy who hadn't paid his child support. Somebody with an ankle bracelet, they've been arrested. They're on, home arrest, if you will, or whatever, right? They've been released and whatever. They're just at home. Something tells me it would like ding, 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 and you're not even getting on. And I don't mean ding, ding in a winner. I mean, sorry.
Oh,
So,
I'm quite sure you're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, most of those ankle bracelets have a radius that you can do. Like if you can go to work, you can go there. It tracks you. And so, unless you live in Florida, like really close to a port, if you start heading towards the port, not just that, but I also believe a lot of people, and again, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, anybody in law enforcement, leave it in the chat, but I believe those who are on house arrest have had to, not submit, surrender their passports.
I believe so.
They're not allowed to leave the country. So I don't think they could get on there anyway. Patricia's like, something you need to tell us, Chris? Macrina's like, oh my God, just tip. Or stay in your own lane and keep your complaints to yourself. Right? I swear, Macrina, I agree. I am so tired of that conversation. Literally, every 2 months, somebody is to John Heald about tips.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm sure they do it in other places too for other cruise lines. It's just, we've talked about this before. John's blog is the most public, so we hear a lot about it. Mr. Cruise Fever, they should have tips included with the port taxes and fees. To be honest, I agree 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
Just include it. However, they don't, because it is not port charges. It is not fees. They are not. And those go to a different place, right? Those monies. And in the end, respectfully, it is voluntary. They've made it easy to have it automatically charged to you. But as I mentioned, you can go to customer service and have that taken off. Can't do it pre-cruise. You have to do it when you're on the cruise.
Yeah.
Again, I'm just going to call you the Grinch if you do something like that, because that's just, I feel rude. But anyway. But yes, tired of that too. Cruise and Koozies, hey, welcome. Good to see you again. Hello, everybody, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, New Year's Eve,
Is it three?
Eve?
2 nights or 3 nights? I don't even know what day today is.
New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Today's the 29th. New Year's Eve.
Okay.
Hinaku World Tour. Hey, here's somebody else new to the channel. So thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, welcome to the channel.
Welcome to the Tall Man Clan. And we're at 28. We're like 7 away. I'm getting so excited.
Thank you guys for the
28 thumbs up. We're trying to get to 35. It's a simple little number, but I don't know. It's just a thing, yeah. Chris is like, nah, Patricia, just curious because I see them sometimes on Carnival and didn't know if that's just a Carnival thing.
Oh,
You don't go on Carnival. Stop stirring up the mud.
I've never seen them on any cruise ship.
Wow,
and
wish I
don't
could
know.
afford a world cruise. Yeah, so do we. We're going to start a GoFundMe. Come on, we want to go on this. We're going to broadcast every night. Come on. No. Koozies, just saw I copied you. Sorry. Oh, there you go. Oh, my God. TMC live shows for 120 days. I support that. Right? Come on. We're going to start a GoFundMe. Who's in? Oh, my God. A world cruise, that would be a dream come true.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
It really would.
We would rather do outside of the world cruise. Maybe that would be a good test. But we would rather go on something like Villa V.
Mm-hmm.
We would rather do, something full time. But, that's just us. Here we go. Hickey Nuck World Tour. I mean, how do you pronounce that? Somebody spell that phonetically for me. Hickey Nucky World Tour. Hikey Nuki World Tour. I don't know, whatever it is. You can also bring some cheap disposable gloves and use them to handle common utensils. There you go. Such as tongs and serving spoons. Then take them off to eat. That is a fantastic idea. Absolutely fantastic idea. Okay, so we have a couple more new. Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, just don't leave them laying around when you take them off.
No,
Yeah,
take them
you
off
have
and
to
throw 'em.
dispose
Well,
of them.
you know, you would take them off inside out. So,
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
Just a couple more news pieces, guys. St. Thomas going to start charging us more money to go there, like
Oh.
everybody else.
Oh.
Not like some of the other places that are all of a sudden $40 or whatever. If you didn't know, we currently pay like $3.34 or something like that to go there. They're raising it $3. So it's going to be $6.34. 84, sorry. So it's currently $3.84. It's now going to be $6.84. And the reason is if you didn't know, they're in the process. I'm not sure if they've started or not, but they're going to be dredging their port. So bigger ships can get in there.
Yeah.
And this is a specific request, by the way, from Disney, NCL, and Carnival. So you can blame them for the $3. All right. We didn't talk about this last week. I think it was brought up in one of our chats, but we didn't mention it. But AARP has cut their discounts for the Carnival card again. If you're following this, if you're a member of AARP, up until earlier this year, you were able to get a 10% discount. So you would pay $90 for a $100 gift card that is usable on Carnival. Well, they cut that down to 8%. And so you'd have to pay $92 for the $100 gift card. They cut it down to 5%. So now you'd pay $95 to get the $100 gift card. Still $5 free.
It is.
But they have cut that again. Oh, if you are sailing Carnival in 25 and 26, there are 6 ships that have altered their itineraries. Their 6 ships are the Celebration, the Sunshine, the Vista, the Magic, the Sunrise, the Spirit. They're all seeing some changes, but on just a few itineraries. You probably would have already gotten an email about this, but if you have not, please check your spam folder. Please contact either your cruise line or Carnival about these ships and or your travel agents. But in short, real quick, the Celebration on March 23rd and 16th of 2025. Again, March 23rd, November 16th of 2025. They're reversing the order of the ports. So their ports haven't changed. They're just doing them backwards. However, same ship, November 28th, 2025 and February 22nd, 2026. They were supposed to go to San Juan. They are no longer going there. They're going to Amber Cove. The Carnival Sunshine on November 9th and November 15th, 2025 will have Half Moon Cay replaced by Bimini. So you're going to go to Bimini instead. On the same ship, December 13th, 2025, Bimini is being replaced with Princess Cay. Okay. The Carnival Vista, November 15th, 2025, Grand Turk is getting replaced with Half Moon Cay. The November 21st and 2025 and February 21st, 2026 on the Carnival Magic, they've adjusted their schedules and they were supposed to go to St. Croix. They're now going to go to St. Thomas. Okay. Also, same ship, November 29th. They were supposed to go to Princess Cay. Instead, they're going to Half Moon Cay. Last but not least, on the Carnival Sunrise, on December 4th and 13th of 2025, as well as February 26th, 2026, they're going to visit Princess Cay instead of Half Moon Cay. So there you go.
That's a lot of changes.
It's a lot of changes.
Yeah.
So Explora Journeys has announced their itineraries for their new ship, the Explorer 3. That's coming out in mid 2026. And so we're not going to go over all of these, but if you're interested in luxury cruising and you want to check out, they have announced their itineraries. Okay. Oh, this is a fun one. And I didn't do this. I knew there was another one. Hang on, everybody. I got to do something. This has to come over there. This is a good one. Let's see here. Sorry, everybody. Okay, let's see if this works. It does. Woo! I knew there was something else that I forgot to do. 2024 was a really big year, everybody. 35 brand new ships were announced to be built or purchased, if you will, during 2024.
Wow.
Obviously, they're not coming out in 2025. It takes a long time to build these ships. But here is a list of all the ships that were, again, purchased, contracted, whatever you want to call, to be built in 2024. Antarctica 21 is building a new ship. It's called Magellan Discoverer, and it only holds 100 guests. It's a small ship. Carnival Cruise Lines has ordered a 4th XL class ship, and Royal Caribbean has ordered a 7th Oasis class vessel. That was just in February. In March, as you can see, Carnival has ordered a 5th XL class vessel. 4 and 5.
Wow.
In April, Norwegian, Oceania, and Regent, which are all part of the NCL Holdings family, have ordered a total of 8 new ships. 4 for NCL, 2 for Oceania, and 2 for Regent. The Norwegian ships are going to be a new class. They're going to be about 5,100 guests. Oceania about 1,450, and Regent about 850. The Norwegian ships are going to be really big, about 225,000 tons. So pretty big. In May, did I miss one? I missed one. Emerald Cruises ordered a new ship, again, small cruise ship, about 100 guests. It's going to be called the Emerald Kaea. Okay. Viking in May ordered 2 more ships, which will be sisters to the Viking Vela, just about 1,000 guests. In June, American Cruise Lines have ordered 2 coastal ships as well as 1 more riverboat. And Crystal Cruises has ordered 2 brand new builds, so it'll be a new. Carnival Cruise Line has announced 3 new builds for a new class of ship. So they've got the 2 XL class ships that they announced, as well as these 3 new builds. They're going to be about 230,000 tons. They're getting very, very close to Oasis class size.
Wow.
In August, Disney has ordered 4 new builds in new design. So there's going to be a new class of ship for Disney, about 3,000 guests. Each ship going to be about 160,000 tons. And Royal Caribbean has ordered their 4th Icon class vessel, Icon Floor. In October, Viking has ordered yet another 2 ships for the Viking Vela. So that'll be 5 in that class. In November, American Cruise Lines has ordered 2 coastal ships as well as 2 riverboats. So that means a total of 4 more coastal ships and 3 more riverboats for American Cruise Lines. And Crystal has ordered a 3rd new build. So, yeah, lot of stuff going on in the cruise industry this year, guys. A ton of stuff.
That's a ton of ships.
Right?
Wow.
A
That's
ton
a
of
lot.
ships.
Yeah.
Ton of ships.
Wow.
So there's one other thing that we want to talk about, but before we do, I want to talk about weather real fast. And so here is the weather that is currently going to be going on in the Caribbean. I call it the Caribbean Basin. Outside of just normal rain, it's going to be respectfully fairly quiet for the next week. Right there when it starts, it'll be a little bit rainy tomorrow morning coming out of Tampa. The rain probably should have passed, but outside of that, just sort of normal rain. Okay, we go to the Pacific side of things. It's pretty clear over there, guys. So if you're going out of California anywhere, going south, you're going to have a nice cruise. All right, so there's the weather. So that's the news.
Good job.
Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. So here's the other thing that I want to talk about. It's just, and I want to put it up for conversation. That's why we do these things live, is to have a conversation here with the Tall Man Clan. Carnival had their 4th quarter earnings call. And so much information is talked about these things, right? And there was an interesting statement that was made by Josh Weinstein, who is the president and CEO of the Carnival Corporation, not Carnival Cruise Lines, the Carnival Corporation. And this just struck me. The statement is, we've got a good amount of runway to continue the progress we've been making around pulling forward the spend, which, as everybody knows, opens up the second wallet. And the more people spend before they get on a cruise, the more they spend on the cruise. So our brands are again working hard to continue that. And we're nowhere near what the cap could be on those types of efforts. And so I found it interesting. Now, of course, these are calls to shareholders, but all this information ends up public, right? Because, I mean, the Carnival Corporation is a public company. This stuff ends up public. And so they're basically giving you a look inside
Their thought
behind
process.
the corner, behind the curtain,
Yeah.
right? Their thought process is get you to pay for as much stuff before the cruise. Because then when you get to the cruise, you're probably going to spend that same amount of money you were going to spend anyway, but now you'll spend it on
Again.
other stuff,
Yeah. Interesting.
right? So,
Interesting.
I don't know. What do you all think about that? So let's get back to see some comments. Actually, you know what?
Alright.
Before we get to the comments, it's time for our mid-show snack. Everybody, it is time for our mid-show snack. And why we do that, we're going to play our theme song.
All right.
So here we go again, it's no surprise. 'Cause we know better than to roll the dice. So take this love and try to make it new. You can't fight it when it feels so true. You drive me crazy like no one else. The final moment before I lose myself. And it's no use working 9 to 5 if you want more than to stay alive. So come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, the morning light. Oh, I just wanna be your Superman. Come fly with me, just take my hand. And now that we are cruising in mid-flight, you better watch out for that kryptonite. So come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, just what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night, we're dancing. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh, so come on over, we can make it through, make it through. Take my hand, I know just what to do, what to do. On the beat, keep dancing through the night. Stay up until the morning light, the morning light. Oh.
There you go. Mid-show snack. What did everybody have? I want to know. Leave it in the comments. All right. So let's get back up here. Okay. Hikinuku. You can also bring some. Oh, we already saw that one. Anyone have any New Year's resolutions to share? Mine is to meet you all. Guess what? That's going to happen. That's cheating.
right.
That's cheating. Include me on your GoFundMe page. Because I believe tips fall under a different tax category. They do. And it goes into a different fund. And they're split, right? It's put in a... Anyway. Hikinuku says we got to go watch one of their videos to see perfect how their name is pronounced. Done. EM74, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, Em? Tall Man and Mrs. Tall Man. Not that anyone calls her that, just you. Kidding. And hello, fellow cruisers, she says. McCready says John Hield said that AARP, who are in charge of that discount, he should know. Yeah, no, either way, the discount is slashed. down 5%. EM 74. That's a lot of cash. Yeah, it is. I mean, you can do an inside cabin for like $20,000 per person, so it's about $40,000. If I was going to be doing something like that, I would definitely splurge for the balcony. I mean, splurge. It's another 20 grand. Again, this is for 2 people. But you know, we have ways of. You can find your travel agent that would, you know, book that for you. Here, let me turn these flashing lights off too, by the way. Sorry, they're annoying me. I just looked up like, we're flashing. You can find a good travel agent and probably get that down a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's still a lot of money.
It is.
It says NCL2 has altered their itineraries. Yeah, there's a lot of ships that have altered a lot of itineraries. One of the ships that we have booked next year, we've got to notice that they've changed. Okay. She says the NCL Epic March 31st from New York has changed. Well, there you go. No island stop. They're going straight from New York to Spain. Wow.
Oh, okay.
NCL Epic TA. Okay. We're going to go to Bermuda, but not anymore. Oh, that kind of sucks.
I'm sorry.
Chris wants to know how cold it is right now. It's about 42 degrees up there.
Oh man, I think it's about 64 here.
Yeah.
Something like
They're
that.
talking to one another. 60s, born into this temperature, short t-shirts, 50s here. It's was 70 something here today. What's wrong with the second? I don't know. Sway. Everybody sway. Cold front coming next week for us.
Yes.
Not just me. The sound is on and off. I wish I knew what caused that.
Yeah.
The trick is, as Patricia says, restart. It'll come right back. Spins. It is not good. That could be your actual connection. Ours seems okay. Patricia, are you getting excited about becoming our 51st state? Getting worse. That's bad. Chris, I'm moving. Patricia says, Chris, I'm moving to Scotland if that happens. Well, all good now. Awesome.
Glad to hear it.
And here's somebody else. Seize the Day. Great name, man.
Love it.
Yep, that's me. I'm spending more online prior and still spend on problem as my suitcase limits or suffering at the airports with over limit fees. It's
Josh was talking about you.
yeah, he was, right? You know, if you pay for, all your shore excursions and your tips and spa treatments, all this stuff ahead of time, and when you get on board, you're like, oh, well, we haven't spent anything yet. So then you go do a couple of specialty restaurants, you spend some extra time in the casino. Most people don't win, but and all of a sudden you spend another $500 or a couple of cocktails if you don't do the drink package,
T-shirt or something,
right?
Yeah, gotta go spend a little money.
Yep. So we are just the opposite. We are we're cheap. I was going to say frugal. We're cheap.
Yeah, we're cheap.
We pay our gratuities.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times we'll pay them ahead of time. We will try to get our internet package done ahead of time because a lot of times it's discounted if you buy stuff ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll do that. And that is it.
Mm-hmm.
We don't drink, so we don't do any of the packages. We don't gamble, so we don't do that. We don't necessarily do a lot of shore excursions, so we don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
And we rarely go to a specialty restaurant, so we have none of that. So when we get on a ship, all we have is gratuities, which if sometimes, again, we've prepaid them.
Yeah, if we can prepay it, we do.
And if we're going to a place that we haven't been, we may do a shore excursion and or buy a t-shirt or hat or something or whatever. But yeah, we are just the opposite of what he said. It doesn't matter what I spend ahead of time. Even if I didn't do any of that ahead of time, it's what we do.
Yeah,
Right?
we've got our things planned out, and if we know ahead of time if we are going to buy something.
Now that being said, that's us. We take a lot of cruises. There's a lot of you out there in the world that do one a year. It's your big vacation.
That's true.
We get that. So you're going to do the
Yes.
excursions. You're going to do all these things.
Yes.
We get all of that.
Yes.
I just was not taken, but I just thought it was very interesting to hear the words of the president and CEO of the corporation of how they're trying to get more money out of us.
You know, it's one thing to know that that's how they're thinking, with the business mind that you have, but to hear it spoken that, yes, that is exactly what we're thinking.
Get them to spend this much ahead of time.
Yeah.
Because they're still going to spend whatever they normally would spend on the ship.
Yeah.
So if we get them to buy more ahead of time,
then we're that much further ahead.
we're going to make more money.
Yeah.
And they made $25 billion this year, by the way.
Wow.
A lot of money.
That is a lot of money.
Lot of money. Chris says, I'm south of you, Macrina. I like Wayne Gretzky for whatever the title would be. Justina says, I have restarted a couple times. It just could be your reception. Yeah. We tested a couple times and we're pretty solid here. Chris Wayne is from where Bev lives. All right, there you go. Bad reception here also, in and out. Okay. Restart. He said he'll go back if. All right. Okay, restarted better now. Chris, exit out, then come back in. Yeah, okay, everybody. So we're caught up. So there you have it, everybody.
Okay.
Awesome. So nobody put in their New Year's resolution.
No.
Has anybody thought about it yet? Does anybody do that?
I've never done New Year's resolutions. I why wait till the new year?
I have one.
Do you?
Let's go on 11 cruises next year.
See, that's not a New Year's resolution. You already planned on that. See, that's my whole thing. Why wait? If you see something that you need to do, why go on a diet now or wait to go on a diet, if you're going to overeat at Christmas. I don't know. That's just been my thought.
I have a good thing for everybody. This will be fun.
Let's hear it.
What is your favorite cool little, I'll call it, accessory to bring with you on a cruise? I'm not talking about clothes. Everybody's going to bring clothes, right? Socks and underwear and all these things. God, I hope. But what's your favorite thing to bring on a cruise outside of that? Everybody's got to have their favorite little thing. I know what mine is, oddly enough. She's going to think I'm crazy, but...
do I have anything that I bring? I mean, I bring the necessities. I bring the toiletries. I bring the clothing. I bring a hat, a swimsuit.
Like for instance, what cruise we were on where that I'm assuming mom and daughter bought the full outfit from oh my God, Buc-ee's.
Gotcha.
I mean that's sort of clothing, but it's a costume. It's not really clothing. You know what I'm saying?
Like, do you bring matching pajamas for Christmas time? I'm with you.
You know what my favorite little nut? The magnetic hooks.
Oh, okay.
Magnetic hooks.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? Again, yes or no in the chat. Right?
Okay.
That is my favorite little extra thing to bring.
Okay. All right.
Again, for whatever reason, for those who don't know, the walls in your cabins are magnetic. And there's always, like, I usually bring a few different hats with me and I've got belts and different things. And there's just really not a lot of place to put them sometimes. So we bring the hooks and we hang all the stuff up in the cabin on these hooks. Right? Our lanyards, we put a hook right by the door and we put them on the hook right by the door.
For some reason, that just totally did not register with me. I'm thinking like, pajamas and things like that. And I'm like, I don't bring anything extra. I don't bring a Buc-ee's outfit.
No, we don't have room.
Hooks. No, you're right. The hooks, those are, love those. Those are amazing. And I kind of consider those necessities.
But they're not.
They're not.
The necessities are your passport, some cash or a credit card, and clothing.
Yeah.
Those are the necessities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
I mean, look,
right.
Toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant. But
okay.
all the other things.
Yeah.
They're not.
No, those hooks, I can't imagine going on a cruise without having hooks.
No, I can't either.
That's why I consider them necessities.
I just saw a comment come spinning by.
Oh, yeah?
And so,
all right.
We're at 28 thumbs up, guys. We're trying to get to 35 thumbs up while we're live. It's not a big deal. It's just this magical number we try to get to. So 35 thumbs up. So all you guys who haven't thumbs up, please just consider hitting the thumbs up button. Anyway, so there you go. All right, so let's get back to some of the comments.
Okay.
No, geez. God, you guys are chit-chatty tonight. I love it.
I know, me too.
But a lot of them, they're just talking to one another's. Seize the Day says, it's the shopping on board. The glitz gets me. Well, I can see that.
Okay.
Man, the shops are amazing. They really are.
They really have great stuff, don't they?
Yep. Justina's like, dang, you guys need an assistant. I'm really cheap and travel light.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you, by the way.
Yes.
Somebody just give me a thumbs up there.
Thank
29.
you.
M says sunglasses. Okay. I mean, 30. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Not 100% a necessity, I guess.
I suppose. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'll go with sunglasses.
By the way, Allie's like so close to 35.
I know.
Funny. Bring your birthday suit. No, that's coming automatically.
Thank you.
I saw one go up, but it's still at 30, so I don't know what's going on. M's like, I don't understand Buc-ee's. I don't either. If Danny comes on, y'all two can have a conversation about it. It's a gas station. I don't know. Chris says, better bring your own shampoo and conditioner and soap. That's just me, though. Okay, I can see that as not a necessity because the cruise lines do provide that.
They do.
They provide... every cruise line's different. Some of them will have the one pump that does everything. It's your soap, it's your shampoo, it's your conditioner. Some cruise lines have two different. One's a body wash, one's shampoo. Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, totally.
Hikinuki, whatever.
Please
How
forgive
much?
us.
I'm going to watch a video right after. I got to figure this out. How much cash does everyone typically spend in ports that they visit, or do you most of your shopping on the ship? Just curious. Interesting. Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, that's a great question.
And again, there was another thumbs up, but we're still stuck at 30. It's weird.
I saw that too. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
it's crazy.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, whatever. So, all right. So, New Year's say, I'm sorry. New Year's say is just the next day after December 31st. Nothing changes once the new year starts. She's talking about the New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
No, look, for a lot of people, it's a mindset, right? It's a
fresh start.
New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Yeah, it's the fresh start for New Year. I'm setting my mind. This is the goal. And so it's a very large goal-setting day for a lot of people.
I guess so. And then you know when you changed whatever that is. And so you have a track record and know how long you've been doing whatever.
But I agree with you. It's just the next day.
Yeah.
Macrina says sparkly outfits and my Yeti.
Ooh, okay. I like it.
We're gonna do away with the sparkly outfits because that's still clothing, right? It's well, I don't know. I guess it could be like like for the '80s party or whatever.
Yeah,
it's more of a costumey kind of thing. But the Yeti, okay, I get that. Mm-hmm. Beth says cruise more. I haven't been in 13 years, so one cruise will do it. Group cruise. Yep, can't wait to see you.
Oh yeah.
Macrina too does, but it does something to the psyche to reset. It does. That's what we're talking about. It's that reset, start anew. So
I get it.
Seize the Day says sparkling everything.
I love it.
The stuff you don't wear anywhere else.
I love it.
Yeah, I've got this really cool ring that I bought. We call it my bling, and a really nice watch. I wear this really cheapy watch normally, and all the time. I mean, all the time. You know, blinded. I mean, horrible, right? But I've got this really nice watch and this ring that we bought. It's called the Consigliere.
Yeah.
Kiss the ring. Today I do this favor for you. In turn, one day I will ask for your favor in return. Anyway, but we haven't brought those on the cruises forever.
No, we haven't.
Anyway, so.
we actually started toning down our dress considerably. We used to bring the tuxedo and the evening gowns and all the bling, but now we bring cameras and lights and
we have 2 suitcases of bling.
We do. This is our bling these days.
Yeah.
So yeah,
it's making us. You've seen our bling before, so we're not gonna show you. You're all gonna get to see some. I've been starting to think about equipment for the
Yeah.
group cruise. You're not going to like it.
Oh, I figured I wouldn't. We're gonna need to buy more rolly suitcases, aren't we? Because I can't carry anymore.
We're going to need a truck. Bev, now you'll have us for cruise buddies. Yes.
Yes.
He's like, at 29 now. Now we're up to 31.
Yay! Thank you.
4 more.
guys. Thank you.
For those who join us late, we're just trying to get to 35 thumbs up. We're still talking about cruises, though.
Oh, absolutely.
I agree, Macrina. I believe the new year starts at the spring equinox. Okay, there you go. Agree. Sparkly everything and Yeti. And my gym app loaded up and ready to use. Okay.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one,
Yeah.
right? Ashley says, sunglasses are a necessity for me. That's why I was like, because for a
It
lot
could
of
go
people.
either way. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I typically have mine, and Lisa mostly remembers hers.
Mostly.
Not always. But 9 times out of 10, I never take them off the ship when we get off the ship.
Yeah.
I wear them because I'm driving to get to the cruises mostly. And then, of course, I put them on to drive back because it's sunny. But when we're on the ships, I don't wear them.
No.
Obviously, when we're on the ship, I don't wear them. But when we get off.
When we get off, yeah. When we get off the ship, I like to have my sunglasses then. But the last cruise we were on, I totally forgot them because we were on for such a short period of time. We didn't pack our swimsuit, and I had my sunglasses in the bag with the swimsuit.
I don't think I even took mine into Coco Cay. Perfect day at Coco Cay. I don't think I had them on that day.
Yeah, I don't
remember. Anyway.
Yeah.
Nurse Sarah says, my thing is to bring my sunnies and fan. Oh, a fan. Okay.
Nice. I see a lot of those.
A gas station with food. Yeah, but most
Ooh.
gas stations have some kind of food. Not Buc-ee's kind of food. I mean, there's a lot of food in there.
Yeah.
It's a grocery store and a restaurant with a gas station attached to it with like 500
and
freaking
souvenir
pumps.
shirts.
And-
and souvenir costumes, beaver costumes.
in bathrooms the size of a house.
Yeah, those bathrooms are bigger than our RV.
But Em's like, but I still don't get it. No, I don't get it either. It's just a freaking gas
It's
station.
nice.
Yeah, whatever. No, it's way more than a gas station. It's like the angels sing when you walk in. I live 5 minutes from one and go all the time. For those joining us late, we're talking about Buc-ee's. Like, what is the thing with Buc-ee's? Oh, you won't get it until you go in one. No, I've
We've been in Buc-ee's.
gone in a few times.
Yeah.
It just
and it is impressive. It is impressive.
like I cut my gas. Can we leave?
Yeah, he doesn't like to shop. I think that probably is the whole reason.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like, I'd love to go in and look around, spend a few minutes in there, and he's like, "Let's go."
Right? Here's a great one from Roderick, guys.
Okay.
We need to stop complaining about the things we don't have to. We don't have. We need to stop complaining about the things we don't have, and be grateful for the things we do.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Yeah,
Well
totally agree.
said.
Totally agree.
Say that to the tips person. I'd like to go see Wicked. I hear it's really good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about Wicked.
We just watched sort of the behind the scenes of the making of the movie, and it was very interesting. And so I definitely want to see the movie. But yeah, I haven't seen Wicked on Broadway, so it's a wicked pissa. 33. I only see 32. Are we 33?
Oh yeah, thank you.
We're 3 away. 3. Oh my gosh, are we gonna do it? Chris is like, I love Broadway shows. I do too, Chris. Actually.
What's
it's
your
the musician
favorite
in me.
Broadway show?
Patricia says, go see Come From Away. Okay, there you go. He's like, I'll have to do that. Hopefully I can get a ticket. There you go. Macrina, Roderick, agree. I know, right? Let me just put that back up. Perfect.
Yeah.
We need to stop complaining about things we don't have and be grateful for the things we do have.
Quote of the day.
Quote of the day.
Love it.
You win. Yes. Yes, everybody's chatty tonight. So,
Yes, I love that.
so how many cruises has everybody booked for 2025? Chris, I don't care about 2026 yet. It's 2025. How many cruises does everybody currently have booked and or you feel you're going to book? I guess we could say that. Yep. Leave that in the chat. I want to know. Chris is like, Wicked the movie was good. Thanks. Don't spoil it for us, huh? Macrina says, Wicked is good, but too long and overproduced. Broadway show was better. I think you're talking about Wicked the movie. Okay?
I would agree.
Yeah. Well, they can't overproduce it because it's a movie.
Yes.
Obviously, being on stage, being live, there are huge limitations.
Yes.
But even still, they find very creative ways to do things. And it was funny. We just watched this other video recently, and obviously it's old news, but how groundbreaking the chandelier in Phantom of the Opera was. Did you not watch that with me?
I don't think I did.
I watched it. She didn't watch it, right? So, of course, Phantom of the Opera.
Note the confused look.
Yeah. Deer in the headlights. Obviously, Phantom came out years and years and years and years ago. And for those, I'm sure there's many people have seen it, so this is not, I'm not ruining anything, but it's the premise of Phantom of the Opera is actually based on a real event. But it wasn't a chandelier that fell, it was a weight. And it actually killed somebody.
Oh, geez.
But that was like back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, something like that. Anyway, this is where Phantom of the Opera was written, but some things were changed in the book. And anyway, so but the chandelier falls, and it's supposed to fall sort of into the audience. Of course, you can't have it fall into the audience. Mm-hmm. So it starts off with the chandelier on the stage at the very beginning, and it swoops back up into the ceiling over the audience. And it's a very dramatic thing at the beginning, of the production. And then towards the end, it goes in reverse and falls back to the stage. Mm. So, but again, that was revolutionary. They started this before, right when computer automation started.
Mm. Wow.
So, I mean, it was, like I said, it was groundbreaking.
Right.
So, but yeah. All right. So let's get into this.
All right.
Okay. M says, which is why I would not see them on ships because I can see them in my own backyard. Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting, M. First of all, it's included. It doesn't cost you any more to see it on a ship. If you go, meaning Broadway shows, if you go on any of the bigger Royal Caribbean ships that have the Broadway productions. I think you will find it amazing at how much they're able to do on a ship.
I agree.
Again, from the production standpoint.
I agree.
Yeah, the tech is unbelievable. In fact, we went back and we've watched a few other, things recently from the ships. And we just watched a video somebody posted from the Aqua show on the Icon. And from the video we saw, we weren't impressed at all. I mean, it wasn't like that's horrible, but we just saw the Aqua show on the Icon, which was I'm sorry, on the Utopia.
Yes.
That was amazing.
It was.
So we watched that video again, from the Icon. Then we brought up the video that I took from the Utopia, and we're like, wow. I mean, we're like excited again from watching the one in the Utopia.
Yeah.
And so, at some point we'll get on the Icon. No, Chris, we're not booked, but at some point we'll get on the Icon. And I'm wondering, because this guy was sitting down a little bit low and off to one side. Uh-huh. And I'm wondering, and the camera was zoomed in a little bit tighter than I would have personally liked, because we didn't really get
You missed a lot of the atmospheric stuff.
So I'm wondering if that played into it, and into our thoughts of it just not really being that entertaining.
I think it might have.
Anyway, I don't even know what the hell brought that. Oh, but the Broadway shows.
Yes.
So, Em, you should try it anyway.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Yeah, Royal Caribbean, they do an amazing job on the Broadway shows.
Macrina's also suggesting go see A Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet and Bob Dylan. Excellent, right? Patricia's going on one cruise. The group cruise.
Yay!
Awesome. Ashley's like, I've never been in New York. It's on my bucket list for sometime in the next 2 to 3 years. I'm dying to go. I've been in New York multiple times, but never done anything.
No, I've never gone to Broadway.
Stayed right behind Broadway.
Yeah.
Right there.
I've never gone to a Broadway show.
Never gone to a Broadway show, but
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Entertainer. They're working. I literally flew in, did my job on a plane, flew out. It's the story of my life. Chris says, Robert, one last time. Once again, the best cruise line and the best family cruise line. No.
Are you going to pull up the...
No, he's trying to gloat.
Oh, I know, but...
It's his two favorite lines.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's from Cruise Critic, Chris.
Yeah.
You know, somebody else will have a different favorite. That's why I find it so interesting with some of these lists. I don't know where they come up with the answers. What I found interesting about the list again, Chris, is what the people voted on. The people voted number 1, Margaritaville at Sea.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
Anyway. No, Chris, I'm not reading that for you. You already know what those two are. Nurse Tara says, I have 5 booked starting in February. The last one in November. Yeah.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Allison, been on 2 cruises, going on Symphony in March. Awesome.
Nice.
Ashley has 3 cruises booked for 2025. That's including the group cruise. Awesome. Valerie's like, I've got 1 booked, and I know which that one is.
We know which one yours is.
You're about to get on the Divina and go into the yacht club.
Yes.
And be ruined. I'm telling you, you're going to be ruined.
Yes.
And don't forget to say hello to Gushti.
Yes.
Don't forget to say hello to Gushti.
Yes.
Seize Today says 6.
Wow.
Nice. wrong button. Ooh, leaving for 5 weeks because they're doing a back-to-back-to-back
On the Venezia, nice.
ERC. Back-to-back-to-back.
ERC.
Yeah,
I'm
not sure.
what ERC
We're not following
means.
the ERC
Yeah.
on the Venezia. Awesome. Enjoy the
Nice.
Venezia. We love the Venezia.
Yeah.
We got a whole series of videos on that. I'm sure you already know that. Chris is doing 5. Congratulations.
Nice.
Awesome. M says Aqua shows, but not the Broadway shows. I know. I diverted to talk about the Aqua shows. But the Broadway shows, I mean, fantastic. We saw Hairspray and
On the Symphony.
and just truly amazed at what they're able to pull off on sea.
Yeah.
Not just the production, but the quality of the performers.
Yes.
Right? Because, you know, I can't imagine there's a lot of Broadway performers that want to go get stuck on a ship for 6 months or 9 months, right? So, yeah, I just, phenomenal. Anyway, EMSA saw Wicked in New York City 10 years ago.
Nice.
Okay, there you go. Sees the day 6th booked in 2025. Nice. Sorry.
Nice.
However, sailing Venezia starting June 12th. Nope. Stop. June 12th. Back to back to back. Oh, etc. 5 weeks. Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
So 5 back to back to back to back to back. Wow. You love the
Nice.
Venezia, huh?
Yeah.
Nice. You're gonna know everything backwards and forwards,
Yeah.
right?
I think so.
To include the menus.
Yes.
Oops. Until February 16th. Man, that's like what we do.
Yeah.
When we have our time off, we have like, we work a lot and then have 2 months off, then work a lot and then have 2 months off. And we like just book. It's never one ship. Sometimes if they're short cruises, we'll do a back-to-back because it takes longer than 3 days for us to video the entire ship for you guys. But outside of that, we'll, like what we just finished, we did the Glory, had a couple days off, so that wasn't a true back-to-back. But then we got on the Conquest, got off of that, got on the Divina, got off of that, and then got on the Utopia for back-to-back. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway. Seize Today says, first time sailing 5 weeks straight. Excited.
Oh, yeah.
But hope you don't get homesick. You know, I don't... Maybe it's because we travel all the time.
That could be.
I just...
When we're not on a cruise ship, we're traveling around in our RV.
Yeah.
So we're always...
This is home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is our home. So we are always traveling. So that's kind of our lifestyle.
Yeah.
So...
I will say this, and we talked about this live with you guys as we were getting ready to get off the last ship. Oh, we're at 34!
Oh, yay!
One more!
Thank you,
One more! We're
guys.
trying to get to 35 thumbs up, guys. There's 21 of you on there. I know somebody hasn't hit it yet. 35. Just 35. Anyway. I was tired. So I wasn't homesick, but I was looking forward to getting home to have a couple days off. Does that make sense, right? Because we streamed for 21 days straight.
But that's just us because we were streaming. We were not relaxing.
Correct. So it's a little different for us.
It is a little different for us.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
Anyway,
you'll have to let us know.
Chris is like, nope, you already know, Robert. Fake news. Robert, Margaritaville, please. It was a typo. Yeah, we got that seized today. do we hit 35? I don't know. Yeah, we're trying to get to 35. I don't know, whatever. So we looked to book Margaritaville again. It just again, and they got us again, both times. And I don't know why I didn't remember, but Margaritaville at sea is not including the port charges and taxes in their prices. So when I saw the prices, I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. And we got what we were looking for and this and that. And we're like, it was going to be, I don't know, $550, $600 or whatever it was for the 4-day. I'm like, okay, fine, whatever. We'll go check it out. So then we get to the checkout and they added the port charges and taxes and it was almost $1,000. And I'm like, ugh. And she's no, I can't.
That's
I'm not paying.
That's more than I want to pay for an interior cabin.
Yeah.
For a 4-day.
It wasn't even a balcony.
Yeah, it's just more than I want to pay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. We're cheap.
Well, we've told you before, we do make some exceptions to the rule.
We do.
For the channel, but we cruise. I told you, we've got 11 cruises booked. Nobody sponsors us. We don't have sponsors for the channel. Cruise lines don't give us a thing. Every dollar that it costs us to get on a ship literally comes out of our pocket. We're not rich. We work hard. We make a decent living, but we literally are funneling all that extra money into cruises.
Everything we make goes into the cruises.
And we do it willingly. It's not a complaint. We do it willingly. So there it is, 35.
Yay!
Woo!
Thank you guys. Yeah, so, when we don't go to specialty restaurants or when we don't, buy things or when we book the interior cabins, it's because we want to be on a ship and that's our choice.
Yes. Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. So, anyway, Dr. Shree has one book. She's going to Alaska on the Luminosa.
Oh,
awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So looking forward to Alaska. Yeah.
Allie's like, 35, I know. Look, the funny thing is, it's not a magical number. It's not like, okay, something special is going to happen. It just,
Wait a minute. You got to turn on the lights.
I didn't turn on the lights.
You didn't turn on the lights.
No, come on.
You got to have something special for 35.
Okay, fine. Christmas.
There we go. There's the lights. Thank
35. There we go. Back to blue. Okay. All right. Cisa Day says, Venezia is my favorite ship. I take all my vacations at this time. Got to get out of the snow. Oh, I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I'm originally from Massachusetts, moved down to Florida when I was very young, but I remember the snow. And I no longer enjoy seeing it, but I don't want to live in it. Fortunately for us, there's a couple times a year where we're further north and get to see some snow, and it's pretty. But having to deal with it on a day-to-day basis, we say the same thing every year. How can people live up here in this stuff? But it's people have the same comment about Florida. How can you live down here in that heat and humidity? It's just
you just get used to it.
And you have Hickey Nuki. Again, I'm going to get this right at one point. One book so far. Awesome. On NCL. Awesome. Allison's like, I shared out your live and recruited some likes.
Oh, thank you.
You get an applause.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, we're going to hit 35, and we did.
We did. You guys are awesome.
You only lose when you quit. That's right, man. We are not. We are not quitting. Nope. She says 36 now, so there must be one coming that we haven't seen yet.
Thank you.
No, we're not quitting. I told you we have 11 booked. I think there's 36.
Thank you.
Chris is like, Margaritaville, please. That's fake news. Look, it's critics' choice, right? This was sort of my point, somewhat, about these sort of ratings. There's all kinds of publications out there. I mean, what was it? The New York Times, USA Today.
I know they're
doing one, and so there's probably no less than 30 of publications worldwide that will put out their best of the best for each year. Some of them will poll the public, some of them don't. But it's it's an opinionated thing.
But you know what I found interesting on the USA Today site is even though they are polling their viewers, you have, I think it's like a month, you go on usatoday.com and you can vote for your favorites, but your choices are not wide open. They have nominated, or somebody has nominated,
Right.
specific cruises or
You have
cruise
these
lines
three
or
to choose
ships.
from.
Yes, you have these to choose from. And if your favorite's not there, well, then you just don't get to vote,
Yeah.
or you have to choose somebody else's favorite.
Yeah.
So that's what I find interesting about even the cruiser's choice. It's not really your choice. It's a limited selection.
Yep. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hey. I don't know. All right.
Okay.
Macrina's like, go for 40. Hey, look, we need 40 thumbs up. We're 4 away. I don't know, whatever. I was like, P.S. FYI, for all the NCL balcony prices and suite prices dropped a lot
Oh.
for the Epic. Interesting.
Oh, I wonder why.
The Epic TA? Oh. I'm sorry. For the holidays. Book it soon if interested. We'll look.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Like a year-end thing, I guess.
Chris is like, NCL, that's a hard pass. Chris, we would typically 100% agree. But we haven't been on NCL in a very, very long time.
Very long.
We've sailed on them a bunch years ago, and the cruise industry was different back then.
Mm-hmm.
And NCL started doing back then now what everybody does today.
Yeah. The specialty dining, the food in the main dining room is, it's okay now. It used to be great. Now
Yeah.
it's okay. But if you want something really good, now you got to go pay for it in the specialty restaurant. And
Yep.
yes, NCL started that.
Some of their entertainment you have to pay to see, or at least,
Yes.
again, this was at the time.
Yes.
I don't know what they're doing now. We haven't gone on there in a while. But we just didn't, in they're saying at the time, their advertising campaign, it was called freestyle cruising.
Mm-hmm.
And so our whole thing was, there's nothing free about freestyle cruising, right? Because the quality, as she said, in the main dining room came way down. You had to go pay for specialty restaurant to have the same quality food that you used to have. There was a lot of new limitations, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
And we just didn't like that, right? Because everybody else at the time, everything was sort of all included.
Yes.
Yes, they had their specialty restaurants, but it was a few.
Yeah.
Cruising has completely changed.
Yes.
Now you have your main dining room, but the ships are so huge, there's 14 specialty restaurants.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, the quality of the food in the buffet and the main dining room is fantastic,
Mm-hmm.
right? We weren't experiencing that with NCL, but we haven't been on there on any of their ships in a very, very, very long time. And so we want to do that again sometime here in the next couple of years, is get back on NCL to see what's going on, because look, things change.
Things definitely change.
And their prices, for example, have changed.
Yes.
NCL's prices used to be very comparable to Carnival.
They actually used to be less than Carnival.
Some of them were.
Yeah.
So, what has changed on the cruise line that their prices are now so much higher than they used to be. They're significantly higher, especially for the newer ships.
Yes.
To me, it would be MSC, Carnival, NCL, Royal. For those four. Not, I didn't include Princess and Holland and some of the others, but for those main four, NCL to me comes out in the middle between Carnival and Royal for pricing. I don't know. It's just me. Anyway.
Yeah. No, I would agree.
Let's see here. What's going on? I was like, 37. She's keeping track.
37.
We haven't seen it yet, but
thank you.
We'll believe you. She's like, I hear you, Chris. Transatlantic, anyone? I want to do a Trans-Pacific.
I do too.
Yeah, I want to go.
Trans-Pacific.
Neither of us have ever been past Hawaii, going that direction.
Yeah.
Right? I've gone all over Europe, but never past Hawaii. So we'd love to do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Add that to the bucket list.
the Epic is very strange with the cabins. Oh,
Yes,
absolutely.
definitely.
The Epic, I think, was actually the very last ship we were on, wasn't it?
With NCL, yes. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were like, oh, this oof, crap, this is not good. Nurse Sarah says, I don't like that NCL took away all of their shows. Yeah, I don't, yeah. I just,
we're gonna have to
yeah.
we're gonna have to
Well,
bite the bullet and go on NCL
Yeah,
and
no.
see what they're like these days.
Yeah, you're right. There was nothing free. I know. There's nothing free
No.
about freestyle cruising.
No.
Now, like I said, the industry's different now.
It is.
The only big difference that I was equating to is, yes, all these others have so many other more options of things you can pay for on the ship. But at the very least, from the basics, the food in the dining room and the buffet on most of the cruise lines are fantastic.
Yeah.
At that time, they were not so fantastic on NCL.
No.
They dumbed it down
They
because they
totally
wanted
did.
you to spend more money on the specialty restaurants to have the meals that you used to get in the main dining room.
Yes.
So,
I agree.
yeah, the Epic. Yeah, all the sinks are in your bedroom. I know it's a split.
Yes.
The toilet and the sink are on one side, and yeah,
The showers on the
it's
other
horrible.
side. Yeah.
She M says the handicap and suite cabins are not like that. Well, yeah, it's don't need an accessible cabin, and
we
I'm not
we
gonna
were
buy a
not
suite.
doing RV reviews at that point, so we have not seen the accessible staterooms on the Epic.
No.
But yeah, I can't imagine that they would be like that.
Chris says maybe it's just me, but I feel the direction of the lines are moving in the direction I am not fond of. Almost, I hate to say, a race to the bottom. I don't know why, but Chris says, Macrina, I still have hopes that one day the cruise lines will go back to how they used to be. I would love to see that too, Chris. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But I think it's the opposite. I won't speak for Lisa. I'll let her speak for herself. Chris, I feel it's completely the opposite. It's not a race to the bottom. It's a race to the top. It's how much money can we suck out of each of these people that are coming on the ship. That to me is the direction the cruise lines are going on.
I totally feel that the money
and-
grab. Yeah.
Yeah, and that phrase from the CEO and president of Carnival is proof,
Yeah.
right? And how they're going about doing it. I mean, everything, like for instance, now of course ships are bigger now, but older ships, they didn't have those cabanas on there.
No.
So they've taken space that used to just be a chair that you can lounge on and just put shade over it. And now if it's a sea day, it's going to cost you $500.
Yeah.
They're physically creating new ways to get more money out of you. So I don't think it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the top, or it's at least a race to see where the line is.
Yeah.
At what point are we maxed and we've pissed everybody off about all the extra money and things come back? And that's up to you guys, right? All you people watching, right? Everybody out there to include us, right?
As well.
We just made the comment about Margaritaville FC.
It's
I'm
more than I
not
want to pay.
paying that much for a 4-day cruise for an inside cabin. I'm not going to do it. I might do it if it was literally the inaugural of a ship.
Yeah.
There would be a reason for us to do that for the channel. Ship's been out for a while. It's been well covered. The only reason for us to do it is to see what it's like.
Yeah.
I can't spend $1,000 for 4 days.
No.
I can't do it.
Nope.
Right? And so we know what our line is, right? Which, getting back to some of the stuff, Chris, that you're talking about with Royal and us getting on there, is I have a very hard, like we sucked it up and we went on the Utopia of the Seas.
Mm-hmm.
That's 7 days back to back, right? Because we did a 4-day and a 3-day. It costs us $2,500 for the inside cabins. That hurt.
Yeah.
It hurt a ton because it's just against the nature of what we would like to do. I don't care it's the second biggest ship in the world. I don't care if it's brand new. I don't care about any of that. Again, that's us personal, right? Us personally. We would be just as happy to go like I told you, back on the Glory or even the Enchantment, we had a good time on the Enchantment,
We
even
did.
though it was a little rocky, and we had a great time in the Enchantment. And the prices are reasonable. Yes, they're older ships. That's some of the reasons why they're reasonable. And yes, I understand the Utopia is brand new. It's only been out for a few months, which is why it's a little more expensive. But I just feel they're trying to race to the top to see how much money they can grab.
And the same goes with the Disney Treasure. I know you would love to see us get on there, but they want an arm and a leg for that. And I just, I'm not that interested in it.
No.
I'm just not. How much was it? It was going to be $4,000 for a 4-day cruise. Was it that what it was
Which one?
on the Disney Treasure? For an
No, the
interior
Destiny.
room?
The
Was that
Destiny.
The Destiny.
The inaugural on the Destiny. 5-day cruise.
No, it was 4 days.
Was it
'cause
4 days?
It was going to be $1,000 a day
Yeah,
for
when
an
we talked about it.
interior cabin.
That's right. $4,000 for a 4-day cruise.
You're like,
I'm just not going to do it.
no.
I can't do it. And I'll be honest, look, even if our channel, when the channel has 200,000 subscribers and YouTube's, there's money to pay for these things, I'm probably still not going to do that. That's ludicrous.
It's
It's ludicrous.
it is. That's just way too much money that they're, for what? Really?
Yeah. $4,000.
Yeah.
I could take at the very, very least 4 cruises with that.
Mm-hmm.
If not 5,
Yeah.
depending, on the ships.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yacht club.
one yacht club. Because we're ruined.
Yeah. Yacht club.
Valerie, it's coming. I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah. Yacht club. I would do it.
Seize the Day says, I don't drink. Lattes, yes. Don't
Mhm.
gamble.
Mhm.
And I only one time ate specialty once. Very content with regular dining and food venues.
Yeah.
Seize the
same.
Day. Prior to our YouTube channel, prior to this,
Mhm.
we never ate in a specialty restaurant one time.
Nope. Never.
Not once. Same with you. Don't drink.
Mhm.
Yes, she likes her cappuccinos, but even on the only time she really drinks the cappuccinos was on MSC when it was free. We don't buy them.
Yeah, one of I believe it was the MSC Seashore. They had cappuccino machines up right
In the
next
dining
to
room.
in the buffet.
In the
right
buffet,
next to the
yeah.
normal
Sorry.
coffee machines.
Yeah.
So,
So
yeah, I
if
had
it-
cappuccino daily.
So
more
if
than
it was
once daily.
included, you have it. If it's
Yes.
not, she doesn't buy. We don't buy it.
I don't need it. I'm happy. I'm content
Yeah,
with the
regular
normal
coffee.
coffee. I don't have cappuccino here at home, so it's just a treat. But
37. We're 37.
yay! Thank you guys.
Allie wants to know
Mm-hmm.
if we'll tell the story on how we got into making cruise videos. Oddly enough, it's not a fun and or interesting story. It's just sort of an evolution, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
my wife and I have been cruising since we met.
Since before we met.
I went on cruises before I met her. She went on cruises before she met me. We got married, and one of the first big vacations we took, we went on a cruise. It was the Carnival Triumph. It's no longer the Triumph. Everybody knows that. And so we've been cruising a long time. And we've been cruising probably at least once every year.
Sometimes twice.
Sometimes twice. It's happened a few times. But typically at least once every year. We just love it. So during the pandemic, we work in the live events industry. And of course, we don't work. Sitting on the couch. Now what? Like forever. And I really started paying attention to YouTube. And I've been watching YouTube for years, but just really started paying attention to it. Started putzing around with creating videos and things. I'd never really edited before, never done any of this stuff. None of this. Never created thumbnails, never done none of it. So played around with a couple of other channels to learn, spent thousands of hours watching and figuring out and, watching the YouTube gurus of what to do and what not to do. And anyway, and so moving forward in 2021, January of 2021, we went to the Tampa RV Super Show, the Florida RV Super Show, which is in Tampa, Florida. It's the second largest RV show in the country.
Preface this with we've been full-time
RVing
for a long time.
So we're also avid RVers.
Mhm.
And we've had several. And we were
In need
wanting
of a new one.
thinking about buying a new one. And we wanted to go look for the first RV that we were going to buy brand new that had in it the 5 musts that we want. So we go down there, we start looking at the RVs, and we must have, it turns out, we must have just gotten lucky with the 2 that we got, because every bathroom we got in, I was hitting my head in the shower, or I'm trying to sit on the toilet and my knees are like this while I'm sitting on the toilet. I mean, or if I can't get in the beds because my feet are against the wall and I'm, and we're like, holy crap. And it was like one after another, after another, after another, after another. And this one over here is like, well, you should start an RV channel, a YouTube channel for tall people and RVs. Ding! Tall Man's RV Reviews was born. And literally the very next day, with my phone, we shot some videos. They were horrible. Horrible.
Brutal.
Everybody seems to love them. They're our best videos. They are not now, but for a while, they got a bunch of views. Anyway, so we started just doing RV reviews and getting better and getting better and getting better. So cruising opened back up, and it was finally time to go on a cruise. And we're like, well, we love cruising. Maybe we should put that on the channel.
Yeah, RVers like to cruise.
Yeah. So we put our very first cruise videos on the RV channel. We renamed it Tall Man's RV and Cruise Adventures. That's what we called it. And it didn't work so well. And some of you that are on here now, that's where you met us. And so we gained a lot of subscribers and we lost a lot of subscribers all at the same time, which is what, the RVers didn't like it and the cruisers did. So the cruisers came in and the RVers left. We're like, yeah, didn't work so well. So we separated the 2 channels. So now we have Tall Man's RV Reviews and Tall Man's Cruise Adventures. So just sort of the love of the industry. And it goes way back. And what I didn't mention, and we've said it in other streams, we love cruising so much, we actually bought a travel agency franchise years ago. We love cruising so much, let's talk about it all day long. So we bought this franchise so we could talk to people about cruises and stuff. Because remember, the cruise industry really has been sort of one of these things. And then post-pandemic, it's been this. The cruise industry was, I think at the time when we had our franchise, had just hit over, was like $1 billion industry. And now, Carnival's, revenue, just Carnival Corporation, 25 billion, just Carnival Corporation, right? So, I mean, the industry has just exploded since the day, but that's kind of, how it all came to be.
Yeah.
We still missed the midnight buffet. It was always a big event, and the food was usually amazing.
Yeah.
It was. And
it was the spread like you would not believe. Yeah.
And it was an event.
It was.
Now it's just another feeding.
It is.
Of
mediocre.
Yeah. It really is. Hot dogs, hamburgers, and it's not most of the lines. Hot dogs and hamburgers and pizza and
it's not an
chicken
event.
Nuggets or whatever. No, it's
just something to munch on late night snacks.
Yeah.
It's not the
it's for the
event.
drunkards.
Yeah.
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 No longer.
It used to be something worth staying up for because it was so awesome.
Yeah. Chris says, yes, you're correct, but remember when every cruise line was the yacht club? It was standard for service like that. No, absolutely. I agree with that, and I think that's what he means by a run to the bottom.
The way that it used to be.
Well, what he means by a race for the bottom is what's the least amount of service we can give? What's the least amount of perks we can give?
Yes.
He means that from the bottom.
Yeah.
Where they race to the top on trying to charge you out.
And
out
honestly,
there
I think that's why the luxury cruise lines are ordering so many more ships now.
Yeah.
Because
people are transitioning.
People that have been cruising for a long time miss those days and miss the way that they used to be treated, and they're moving towards the luxury lines, I think. What are you looking at?
Do me a favor.
Did you? Oh, you found the?
No,
oh, no
it's just
off.
sitting there.
Yeah.
I don't think. Here, let me see if I can make this work, guys. Give me a second. Oh, wrong way. No, you don't want to see that way. Our Christmas tree is right there.
There it is. And our light.
And our light, sorry. But I was just sitting here, and we had one of the ornaments fall off, and we can't find the hook. It's stuck in there. But I'm sitting here and I'm talking. I'm looking over. I'm like,
There's a hook there.
I saw a hook. I'm like, oh my God, there's a hook right there. But it was
the one that was hanging this ornament.
it just wasn't hanging.
Correct. It was just sitting there.
The ornament was actually stuck on the branch. So
Yeah, he's been looking for that hook for days.
one day you knocked it off, big butt.
I did. I don't even know what I hit it with. My arm, my
Yeah, I
leg.
don't know either.
I don't know. I just walked by and there's an ornament flying. I don't know.
Chris thinks they are getting close to reaching that line, all of them. I agree. I really do. I think there's a... You know what I find interesting? Just for fun, guys, everybody, go to vacationstogo.com. It's not about vacationstogo.com. In fact, you know what? Here, I'll do it
You'll
with
do
you.
it?
I'll do it. Just give me a second. Give me a second. Where we're going? We're going... let's go here. Go here. It's not going to be full screen because I have it cut up for something else, but I just want to... Something that I find interesting about NCL. Let's pick... I don't know which one. Let's pick the Prima. I don't know, whatever. Prima. Doesn't matter. Show me the deals. Oh, crap. Of course it's not gonna... All right, guys, give me just a second here, okay? I need to fix this so you can see what I'm trying to get across to you here. Hang on. I'm going to be editing in real time, okay? I think you can see it now. Yeah, you can see it now. Okay. All right. So y'all are with me, right? So brochure pricing. Their brochure pricing on all their cruises are astronomically out of whack. Now, mind you, let's pick this one here, January 31st, right? This is a no special day. It's not a holiday. It's just January 31st. Let's see what that $10,000 is for. It's for an inside, their brochure price listed for an inside cabin is $10,243. Now, as you see, it's 88% off. Now, this is a marketing thing, right? That's all that is that you're seeing, because they're never going to get $10,000 for that, for an inside cabin. For one person, by the way, 7-day cruise. It's a 14-night cruise. Doesn't matter. But it's creative marketing. They list their brochure prices so stinking high now that anytime you go to look, oh, it's 83% off. It's 85% off. No, it's just really a normal price now. And that normal price is still a little... Actually, that one was not too bad, right? 14-night cruise. Here, let me go back, guys. I'm so sorry. If I'm going to do this, it's a 14-night cruise. And wave season has started, so there's lots of cool things here. Unlimited open bar. I mean, anyway. So, from Galveston, 2 days at sea. Great Stirrup Cay, which is their private island. 2 more days at sea. St. Martin, Tortola, St. Thomas, Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, day at sea. Grand Cayman, Cozumel, day at sea, and back to Galveston.
Nice itinerary.
That is a fantastic itinerary,
It is.
really.
Yeah.
For $1,265 per person for an inside cabin for a 14-day. That's
not
actually
horrible.
not horrible.
Yeah.
Remembering...
Because you got the alcohol, the beverages.
Well, you're going to have additional stuff in there, I think. We can go look at it further.
Yeah.
But the point is, that price includes your port charges and taxes. Mm-hmm. With all those ports, I promise you that's $400 or $500. So if you subtract that and you go back to just the cabin cost is somewhere around $800 to $900 for an inside cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Not horrible by today's standards.
Mm-hmm.
For your balcony, it's almost $5,000 per person.
Wow.
Which the only thing they must have left because of the pricing, and again, I'm going to have to move this over so you can see.
Supply and demand.
Sorry, I'm editing again, guys. Sorry. No. The price for the balcony and the price for the suites are exactly the same. So on this particular cruise, they don't have any balconies left. That's why they're so expensive. Okay, so I figure the balcony is probably $1,800 to $2,000. So let's just pick another one, so we're being $10,000. Freaking ridiculous. Okay, let's just look at a regular 7-day one. Let's pick one not close to anything. This one right here. This is a 7-day cruise. Cozumel, Costa Maya, Harvest Cay, Roatan. Brochure price for an inside cabin, $6,500. Now, it's just great marketing. Oh, but it's not 84% off. It's $1,050 for one person. It's a little high, but the balconies, $13. Okay, this is sort of for those who are new to cruising, and again, it may be an older litmus test or guideline that to go by, but this is what we go by. By the way, there's 28 of you watching. Do us a favor. 3 of you, hit the thumbs up button. 3 of you, right? Come on, you can do it. We can get to 40. Anyway, $50 a day per person for an inside. $75 a day per person for an ocean view. $100 a day per person for a balcony. Now again, that's pre-COVID.
Yeah.
And not port charges and taxes.
Correct.
And since they're all combined now, it's a little bit harder. But that explains to you why I took, say, the $400 or $500 out and got to $800-900.
Yes.
That's sort of the test I was running in my head. Okay. So that's what we still, believe it or not, look for. And yes, I know times have changed. The dollar doesn't go as far. I get that. But, if it's $65 a day for an inside cabin, okay, that makes sense. All right. Or, $130 for a balcony. Okay. All right. That makes sense. We get that. But like the balcony on the Destiny or the inside cabin on the Destiny, $1,000 a day per person for an inside cabin. Not gonna happen ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Ever. I don't know. Which is why they're probably never going to call us. Because I run my mouth. But, I think it's an important conversation that we should have as cruisers.
Agree. Yeah, I agree.
There's got to be a line. Guys, there's got to be a line. But you know how the line gets blurry? We're guilty too. I saw some come in. I didn't see the numbers change, but I just saw some come in.
Well, thank you.
You can now finance your cruise, your vacation.
Yeah.
You have to pay for it cash. The reason why I say I'm guilty is we will do it because we're rebuilding some of our credit. We'll only do it if it's interest free. I won't pay the interest. If it's interest, we'll just pay for it. If it's interest free, we typically would do it. I think we made one exception to that. But yeah, there's Affirm and Uplift. There's a couple companies out there. And right on the cruise line site, if you're booking directly with a cruise line or your travel agents, you don't have to pay for it now.
Yeah.
You pay, $150 a month or again, whatever the cruise is. That's how they're getting away with it. You don't have to pay for it all now. Just pay for a little bit. Pay a little every month. I don't know. Save the money. Anyway, moving on. Like anything else, will price themselves out and no one goes. That's what I'm hoping happens soon. I really do. And you will see that at some point when the ships stop selling. Because think about it. We just told you during the news an hour ago. 35 brand new ships were ordered this year alone.
That's crazy.
This year alone.
Yeah.
So in the next 8, let's say to 10 years tops, 8 to 10 years tops, 35 more ships are coming into this industry. Most of these, Carnival, Royal, NCL, I mean, a lot of the cruise lines we're talking about, right? And they're all the giant ships.
They are.
So at some point, one, you're going to reach mass capacity, but the biggest thing is you're going to find that line, and all of a sudden they're going to start having fire sales because they can't sell out.
Supply and demand.
But they're not there yet.
No.
I mean, Carnival announced all of the berths of all of their ships for 2025, 2/3 of the way sold out already.
Which that's crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
That's unheard of.
Yes. So they're not there yet. And Carnival, again, they said it publicly. They have raised the prices on their cruises.
Mm-hmm.
They are charging more than they ever have before. And they're selling more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they plan to get more out of you.
Yes, they do. They're going to make you pay everything up front, and then you'll buy stuff later.
Yep. Macrina says, let's get back to your comments because there's a bunch of them. Chris, yes, mints on pillows, turn down service, midnight buffet with ice sculptures and gourmet food. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, not burgers and fries.
Oh, and the fruit carvings and
all
all
of
of
it.
that stuff.
Yep.
Yes.
Chris says, unfortunately, Patricia, suckers like me will still go instead of 5 times a year, just maybe 2 or 3. But Chris, that's still a breaking point.
It is.
Because that means there's 2 or 3 other cabins that are now open that you would have occupied. And so that's going to be a lot for a lot of people. Well, we used to do 5 or we used to do 2 or whatever it is. Now we can only do 1. So now they're going to have a hard time actually trying to sell out their cabins, right? So that's when you're going to start seeing the pricing come back down. I don't know. We'll see. God, no, I don't. Yeah, no, I won't say that. Seize the Day says, as a Canadian, it's already expensive traveling with currency exchange. Yes, it is. Yeah. If I spend it's on lattes, on those ships, Uggs, Wi-Fi, spa, and beach excursions. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like for us, because we broadcast live on the ships every night, so
we have to do the
Wi-Fi. If we're going to continue to do that, we not just buy the Wi-Fi, we got to get the premium Wi-Fi,
yes.
which costs even more freaking money because we need as much bandwidth as they'll possibly give us. Princess. I would never pay $2,500 for Icon inside Yacht Club. Yes. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Stay says, and I limit it. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah.
M says, go to Disney. It's an arm and a leg. It's funny. I used to work at Disney and haven't. And we've talked about it, but yeah, I'm sure if you think about it, right? Hotel costs for a family of 4, right? Mom and dad and their 2 kids. They got to fly down here or drive down here, however they get here. But they got to stay. They got to eat and then go to the parks. I get it, but I feel the cruise lines used to be a great alternative because it was more cost effective. Everything was included. You're getting to go to 2, 3, 4 different countries, different places or whatever, right? Now it's not nearly as affordable. And on a 7-day cruise, you're not going to 3 or 4 places. You're typically going to 1, maybe 2, because the other 2 are private islands. Okay, I know they're places, but they're not other countries. It sort of was the allure when we first started, right? At least when I first started.
For us, yeah.
So it's, again, everything's different. Now, younger generations coming up, it's more about the experience. That's why Royal has come out, at least with Cruise Critic, as the number 1 cruise line, because they have built their ships into an experience, right? So it's in the experience of the ship, not 100% about going to Jamaica or Cozumel. However, they put that same thought into the experience they offer on their private island, which is why they've won the same best private island for the 4th year in a row, right? So it's about experience, and the younger generations are willing to pay for the experience. So where's the line? I'd like to see it. Both Disney's, just saying, Disney Cruise Line is god awful expensive.
Yeah.
Just I'm when we're done, trust me, I'm going to price this out. We'll talk about it again later. I agree. Some of that would be nice, but I'm afraid that would price a lot of people out of cruising, myself included. I agree. 4K for days. 4K for 4 days. Yep.
Yes.
She's like, oh, no.
Right.
Yep. If only I could make you, Macrina, or if I could take you, sorry, it would change your perspective on cruising. It truly is the Cadillac of cruises. He's talking about Disney. And look, I get it. And we had the same experience
With
we
the
just
yacht club.
experienced with the yacht club on MSC. We never thought we would have and feel that way. Now, mind you, we were on a
10-day.
10-day cruise.
Yes.
10-day cruise. And it cost us, I think, about $4,000, $5,000, something like that. I honestly don't remember it, but I think it was under $5,000. And we got this unbelievable experience. 10 days, let's just say 5,000 for a number. 10 days.
And that was a balcony, too.
Balcony.
Yeah.
Yacht club, everything included. Chris, you're trying to convince me to spend $4,000 on an inside cabin?
For 4 days.
For 4 days? Without it? It's just not happening, buddy.
Yeah.
There's nothing that could happen on that ship that would change my perspective in those price ranges for what we experienced for similar dollars for a much longer cruise with way better benefits.
And a balcony.
In a balcony. But, I mean, I get where you're going.
Yeah.
It just, there has to be the economy of scale, and it's not there. It's just not. I don't think. Seize the Day says, I just like to be at sea. Agree.
Same.
In a ship. Agree.
Same.
You don't want to be floating. No, I mean like swimming, just on a ship. big cruise ship. Yeah. Love the music, shoes, gym, walking track, spa areas, and chill with a latte, listening to the violins. Perfect.
Yeah.
You need to join our group cruise.
Yeah.
There it is. Speaking of which, I know I got a lot of new people on here. Group cruise.
Come join us November 8th, 2025.
There'll be meet and greets.
Parties.
Pineapples.
Ducks. And of course, the live shows.
Don't miss our first ever group cruise. We'll see you on the horizon. There you go, everybody. Group cruise. If you didn't get that email, there it is. tallmanscruiseadventures@gmail.com. I started talking about the travel agents that we own. We closed that a long time ago. We are not travel agents. As I told you a few minutes ago, we don't get anything for free on these cruise lines. We pay for it all. So we do have a travel agent that put this group cruise together. Somebody that I have personally been using for 15 years. Chris and Kathy. They take amazing good care of us, give us great rates. Have forever. So send me an email if you want to go on the group cruise. I mean, as you saw on the horizon, November 8th, it is an 8-day cruise going to the ABCs, Aruba, Bonaire, Curacao. All right, we would love to have you join us. So if you send me an email, I will forward Kathy's information to you, and then you can contact her directly. While you're at it, for all the new people out there, come join us on our Facebook group. We put different content up there than we do here when we're on the group cruise. Group cruises. When we're on our on the different ships that we go on, we post menus and food and other pictures. Plus, you guys can post your cruise pictures there too. Okay, it is a private group, so you got to answer the 2 questions to get in. If you don't answer, it will not let you in. Okay, so come join us there. All right. Anyway, moving on. Chris was saying. The treasure is the most I've ever paid for a cruise, and I didn't even get a veranda. Yeah, I'll be honest. The
Divina.
The Divina, the yacht club, most we've ever paid for a cruise.
Yeah.
And we're certainly not sad about that. You guys saw that experience.
No. But we at least had a balcony.
Yeah. And a butler.
And a butler.
And a room steward.
Right.
And free everything.
No.
Just about. Yeah, anyway.
Man.
I remember when Macrina was saying, I remember when Cappuccino was free in the main dining room with Carnival. Yep. I get it.
A long time ago.
I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Patricia says to seize the day, being Canadian also, We have exchange. Yep, flights and extra charges to consider. Yeah, and that's the one thing that we get spoiled with, and we understand it. Lisa and myself, based out of Florida, we've got Port Canaveral and Miami and Fort Lauderdale,
Tampa,
which are the biggest
Jacksonville.
ones, and Tampa and Jacksonville are the two smaller ones. But there's 5 ports right here. We don't have to fly anywhere.
No.
Get the car and drive. We're there in, I think Port Canaveral's the closest at about an hour and 10, 15 minutes. Tampa, hour and a half. Fort Lauderdale, 3. Miami, 3.5, right? So Jacksonville, 2. So it's, you just drive. Now, of course, we pay for parking, but that's typically far less than flying somewhere.
It is, yeah.
And there are other things. I mean, you could park somewhere off lot and stuff, but I got that big truck and it's just, anyway, sorry. Chris is like, what year was your first Carnival cruise, Macrina? Mine was in 99 on the Celebration. Old Celebration, that is. Chris, I'm 1,000% sure it's fantastic, and I would absolutely love it. My budget causes me to say my no comments. If I could afford it, I would try them all. Well, if I could afford it, but that's part of the conversation. If I could afford it, I still might not do it. Just because of the principle. I am not paying $4,000 for an inside cabin for 4 days. I'm not, no. Even if I was a gajillionaire, it just, look, people who make decent money, they get there by making good decisions. and I just, in my brain, I cannot comprehend $4,000 for 4 days in an inside cabin. I mean, I could see that for a suite.
Yeah.
We wouldn't pay for that either.
No.
But I could at least see it for a suite.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, see, I was just trying to look for the next comment. I just like to be at sea, on the ship, Wi-Fi, gym, shows, music, walking, track, just chilling. As platinums, I get free stuff as is. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Our favorite Carnival freebie is the laundry.
Yeah, I love the free laundry.
Chris, 1988 or 89. Ooh, you got a decade on them. Ashley says, we only paid about $3,500 for 2 people, balcony room, for my Icon cruise. But we booked right when they made the sailing available to book. So nearly 2 years before the sail date. And Ashley, that was a fantastic thing. Because I don't think that happens now. Like when they announced for the Star right away, you weren't getting a balcony for 2 for $3,500.
No.
That was a fantastic deal. You guys stole it.
You did.
For now prices, right? But it was unproven. And so, yeah. But yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Nope, 1999. Sorry, first we've just read those. It's repeating itself. Caesar Day says, during the stream I was packing my suitcase. It's over 50 pounds. Got to take some stuff out.
Yeah.
38. Yeah, we haven't seen it yet. It still says 37, but
thank you.
Thank you. We'll see it coming soon. Em's like, keeping track. Yep. Macrina, for the record, I did 3 Carnival ships, Celebration, Conquest, and the Glory. There you go. We just did the Conquest and the Glory for you.
Yeah.
And we've done the other Celebration.
Yes.
The new one.
Yes.
The chocolate buffet barely exists. Yeah. Yep, it does.
Yeah.
Or doesn't, I should say. My goodness, I love that midnight buffet. But back then, I did drink quite a bit.
No, but they had great stuff then. They had, oh my goodness, fantastic desserts.
Well, it was a full gourmet spread.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just your hamburgers and hot dogs, like cookies like they have now.
Drunk, picky food.
Yeah.
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 So, they have a soup.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think some of the luxury lines are beating out some of the mainstream ones once you see that everything is included. I'm looking at Azamara and Oceanic. Yep.
Yes,
see?
exactly.
This is the conversation we're having.
Exactly.
People are getting tired of the contemporary cruise lines starting to charge so much money, but give you far less than you used to get. Right? And to Lisa's point, which is why these luxury cruise lines are starting to add so many more ships.
Yes, because people want to sail like they used to sail
Yeah.
and have everything included. And yeah, like especially if the alcohol packages,
Yeah.
if you're a drinker and if those are included,
Yeah.
absolutely. My goodness, that the same thing we said about the yacht club. If you're going to go out and buy a drink package, then just do the yacht club. It's included.
Chris says, Nurse Tara, I'm not paying $6K for a week and not have the first drink not even paid for, much less gamble or even play bingo. Well, that's why you gotta be picky about it. I mean, we talked about this. Look, guys, go check out MSC and the yacht club, guys. $32, $33, $34, $35, $100. It would be an inside cabin, but it's all included with butler service and being pampered truly like you have never been. Not even back in the day. We've never, ever been pampered like that on a cruise line.
Agreed.
Ever.
Agreed.
Period. Right? Now, if you want a balcony, you're about $6,000. And again, for two people. Right? So.
But your alcohol is included.
But your alcohol is included.
Yeah.
All the food, right? And everything. Specialty restaurants aren't. But you got your own private. You have your own private restaurant, but the restaurant food is at specialty restaurant quality.
Yeah.
It's not the same food they're serving in the main dining room.
Now on the Divina, where in the normal restaurants, your main dining room, you usually always on the menu is chicken and a strip sirloin or whatever. It was filet.
Filet
Every
in the yacht
night
club.
you could have filet in the yacht club.
I had filet 3 times. 3 times.
I think I
Just
had
saying.
it twice.
And C's Today is also saying, and that's in U.S. dollars. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
That Canadians are paying more.
Yeah.
Macrina, what is your go-to drink when on board? Mine is Crown and 7, but I've been drinking a lot of espresso martinis. She likes that cucumber
Yeah.
thingy, Chris.
Yeah.
Chris also says, Macrina, I go back and forth between chocolate martinis and espresso martinis. 3 or 4 martinis, and I'm pretty well hammered. Yeah, there you go. The cucumber sunrise. See,
Yeah,
we
with
remember.
the avocados. I couldn't remember what it was called. Yeah.
Yep. On par, Macrina. Nurse Sarah says, I'm not sure what you're referring to, Chris. $6K for a week? Oh, no. I've seen some selling with an Azamara for $1,500 per person with drinks, and all the dining is specialty dining included. Yeah, right? So,
Yeah.
book that, Nurse Tara.
Yeah.
Book it now.
Definitely.
Book it now.
Definitely.
Oh, wow. I thought they were way up there. Some of them are coming down. They're coming down to reach us because of the conversation we're having. There's a lot of people, not just us and some of you out there. There's a lot of people in the cruise industry, again, that have been cruising a long time. Not the newbies. They don't know any better. And there's nothing wrong with that. But there's a lot of people that have cruised for a long time that are just not enjoying the way the industry is heading. And with what they're doing. Yes, the new ships are pretty. Yes, there's so many cool things to do on there. Yes, the 47 types of food that they offer in the different restaurants. I mean, all those things are great. But I would have just as much fun as we just did on the Enchantment of the Seas with none of those things. Why? Because it's about the journey.
Mm-hmm.
And the journey doesn't have to include, a 14-deck dry slide. It just doesn't. Is it cool? Okay, yes, it's cool, but it doesn't have to. Yeah, again, but the number didn't change. I just don't get that.
That's
yeah.
funny.
Yeah, anyway. Nurse Tervis says, Chris, I'm pretty sure Azamara or Oceania are comparable to what you pay for Disney cruises. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Disney really, with their newest ships now, have really priced themselves up into a luxury category.
Yeah.
They used to always be considered
A niche.
a niche. They weren't contemporary. They weren't premium. They're sort of or luxury. They're stuck in this strange little gap in between all. And that's what they used to call them: contemporary, premium, and luxury. Now they're calling them what? Mainstream.
Yeah, I think so.
Whatever.
Mainstream.
Chris says, Nurse Tara, have you ever been on a Disney cruise? If so, then you already know. But I just have to eat that tab for Disney. It's for my son, and he absolutely adores it. So I'm stuck with LUT is what it is. Oh, I'm stuck in it is what it is. I gotcha. Disney's the best for families. Look, they have been for years. Disney's amazing. Their shows are amazing. Their foods are amazing. Their service is amazing. There's no contest. There just isn't. And so if you're sailing with your family and you're sailing with your kids and you've taken them on a Disney cruise, you're ruined the same way we were ruined with MSC
with the
and
yacht
with the yacht club.
Agreed.
The kids are going to want to go on that Disney cruise.
Agreed.
Because and
it's
again,
magical.
and
That's what Disney is, magic.
And I know this because I spent 5 years working at Disney, not on the cruise lines, but it doesn't matter. They've taken that park experience and stuck it on a ship. And I was intimately part of that park experience in the entertainment division in the background. So I get it, Chris. I really do. I was one responsible for creating the magic. So I understand completely. I'm just not going to pay for it. M74 4,000 for an inside and no window. Oh hell no! I need a window. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're everybody's catching on. Yes, that's torture. Yes. Group cruise. Yeah. Golly, are we that far behind in the comments?
Goodness.
I would not spend 4,000 for 4 days. In a captain suite. No way. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, but it's like you're in an Escalade with no panoramic sunroof, but you're still in an Escalade. Because I haven't been on a Disney cruise yet. I'm waiting a few more years for my grandkids to get a little bit older.
Ooh,
Okay.
Nice.
Ashley says, can't wait for the group cruise. I made another payment just the other day. Perfect. Awesome. One time, Nurse Tara, you'd be hooked. I'm just saying. The fantasy, that's his favorite, by the way. I'm right there with you, Ashley. Awesome. After group cruise, OST, likely New York will be my main port. Awesome. Up 38. Woohoo! Thank you, Em. Keeping count. Love MSC ships and the food is amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And best pizza at sea.
Yes.
She said to Davina, if you haven't seen it yet, go watch some of our videos from the Davina. We originally had booked a balcony. It was a 10-day cruise. We mostly booked that cruise for us. We were doing a lot of cruises. This was a 10-day, so we were going to get to relax.
Yeah.
It takes us about 4 or 5 days to get all of the video content that we want to video for you guys done. And then we're like, okay, the other 5 days we can just relax. And I got one of those, okay, hey, you can bid up. And so I did. And I don't know how, because I don't bid a lot. I take the little mark and I go 1 tick up. We somehow got the yacht club. Don't know how. Trust me, they don't know. I mean, they know who we are, but it wasn't because of us. We got the yacht club, and absolutely changed my perspective on cruising, of how cruising should be. Just really, which is making it sometimes harder to even have these conversations about other places, you know. But we went on the Enchantment right after that in an inside cabin. Right, that's it. We prefer balconies, but per earlier conversation on the stream, we will go on an inside, and we're happy.
It was Utopia we went on next.
Oh, that's right. Utopia after
And
Divina.
then the
And then the Enchantment.
Yes.
Yeah. Utopia.
Loud.
What? Macrina says, hey, we never asked about Yacht Club. Could you get 2 entrees like a typical? Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Anything you want.
Yeah.
Chris is like, anything you want. Yeah. You want all of them. They'll bring them all to you.
They made him banana splits. It's not even on the menu. They didn't even know what it was.
They
They
had
had
to
to look it up to see how to make it.
Yeah.
They made him banana splits.
At first it was like, okay, let's test these guys.
Yeah.
Like, can I get a banana split for dessert? He's like, a banana what? Like, a banana split. Never mind. He's like, no. Just let me find out. He leaves. I know what he's doing. Banana split. Came back, I don't know, what, 10 minutes later? He's like, you're getting a banana split tonight. I'm like, yes! Yes!
And then offered it to him every night
Yeah.
after that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have the same waiter every night.
No, we didn't.
that's
But
the thing
when we had him,
Yeah.
he
That's the thing about, at least on the Divina and the yacht club, because it's a little bit smaller than the newer ships yacht clubs. Those are a little bit bigger, a few more cabins. But there's a limited, God, and it was, in the restaurant, there's a limited amount of seats and a limited amount of waiters.
Mm-hmm.
There's enough. Trust me, we were in and out of there in an hour, like every night. It was crazy. But you're not always at the same table. There's no reservations. You just walk up. right? And there's always a table. At least there was for us, right? And so we had just two different sets of waiters that tended to us, if you will, during our cruise. The first guy, and then with his team, and then the other guy with his team. But it seems like everybody helps everybody in there. It's not just, you're two guys or you're two girls or whatever it is. It's just everybody's helping everybody in there. It's just a different vibe.
Well, the second night, our guy that we had the first night that you asked about the banana split was showing the other guy how to make it.
He's the one that actually made it and brought it to
Yes,
us.
yes.
The guy from the first night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's the same thing. At least again, our experience on the Divina. Oh, 39. Thank you, 39.
thank
We're so close to 40.
you.
To me, we felt the same way with the butlers.
Yeah.
Now, Gushti was our guy, and we saw him all the time, and he helped us. But we had many of the other butlers help us as well. Not because he wasn't around, but they just happened to be standing there when we walked up with a question.
Yeah.
Right? And so, oh, no, I'll do that for you. And it wasn't even our guy. That just was our experience. We had another friend sail in the yacht club on a different ship. His experience was completely the opposite. His butler showed up the first day, introduced. They didn't see his butler until the end of the cruise. That was it. And food, they did not have a good experience. We had a life-changing experience. So again, wasn't the same ship, wasn't the same cruise, MSC obviously, but yeah. Anyway. Chris is like, almost 40, you're gonna make it. Yep.
So close.
I know, so close. As the tips go, I get it. I mean, look what it costs today, and people in the hospitality industry need all they can just to get. Yeah, I agree 100%. Chris is like, you're gonna make it. Yes, we are. Seas Today says, I saw you in the yacht club. MSC ship's beautiful. The entire running of the cruise line is bizarre. Yeah, I can't disagree with that. They are really mixed up, especially booking from Canada. I don't know the Canadian experience. I can't say this, but I think we have a little insight. I'm not sure if we talked about it when we were on the ship and doing it. Not that it's a good thing or bad thing, but I'm not sure it came up in conversation. MSC being a born and bred European cruise line, most of our itineraries are called open-ended cruises, meaning they just never stop. And so you can start your cruise in any of the ports. It just sort of just nonstop. It's almost like a taxi, right? And so there's never really a start and a stop to the cruise. So like there's no big sail away parties. There's no big night, the ending things. It just, because it's just a big loop. Food is different over there. Service is different over there. There's a lot of things that are different. Well, then they come over here and they start pushing into the U.S. market, which is really a fairly recent thing. And we cruise a lot differently over here. And I know you're from Canada, but you're sort of part of that. We'll just call it North America. Right? And so they're learning on the fly.
They are.
And they do learn pretty fast. We've now been on five or six different.
6, I think.
Yeah, I don't even remember.
I don't know.
6 different cruises, 5 different ships. Come on, back to me. Work. None of it's working.
Well, we've been on the seashore,
seashore,
the seascape,
seaside,
seascape,
Magnifica, Divina.
Divina.
But 2 of those were some back to back. So, but 5 different ships.
5 different ships.
From the first one we went on to the last one we went on, huge difference in a lot of things. But some of it also is dependent on what the ship is sailing and where it's sailing from. I forget which ship it was now. I can't even remember. They had one of Carnival's.
That was the Magnifica.
Magnifica.
Yes.
Had Dr. Reverend E, which was one of Carnival's ex-cruise directors. Recently left them and now is with MSC. That ship, the sail away, everything about it. It was a Carnival
Party.
fun everything, all the activities, the sailaway, I mean, all of that stuff. You would, I mean, outside of, the colors and the decor and the food, because the food's way better, and oh, you get tablecloths, and oh, there's a full complement of silverware. I mean, you would have thought you were on a Carnival cruise, because that was the fun that Dr. Reverend brought there. On the Divina, it was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
On one of the other ships we were on, again, it was completely different. But from the first one until we got to Dr. Reverend E, there was this steps of that they're making and getting better and better and better each time.
See improvements
Yeah.
each time we sailed with them.
Yeah,
And
it's
this
crazy.
Is just over 1 year.
Yeah, year and a half.
Year and a half.
A year and a half? 2 years. We'll have to go back to the first one.
Year and
Could
a
be
half.
2 years now, because we just finished 2024. We started with them in 2023. I just don't remember if it was the beginning of the year or end of
I
the
think
year.
it was the end of the year. So
I don't know.
a year and a
Yeah,
half.
could be.
Yeah.
McCurna's like, I thought Robert would get 2 fillets, like my 18-ounce cup. They offered.
They did.
Yeah. They said, do you want another one? I'm like, no, we're good.
Yeah.
Good. Yep, fresh bread.
Oh, the bread. Oh, my goodness. Hot every night. Hot.
Sees Today says, MSC is really run poorly, but by super nice staff. You know what's interesting? We physically went on the ship. We have not had any experiences at all on MSC about that I would call anything poorly run from the ship. Now, prior to ship, their website is horrible, logging in. I mean, some of these things pre-cruise we've had issues with. But
And their app needs a little help as well.
yes, but we just, again, this is what's so interesting about the cruise industry, because we could go on with a group of people and they're all going to have a different experience.
Mm-hmm.
We've just not experienced anything. If we go to customer service, nothing but great, solve the problem. In the dining room, nothing but great, solve the problems. I mean, we've had no problems at all. In fact, even in the yacht club, again, we've talked about this since you were watching the video. The officer that was running the yacht club, she knew we were YouTube. You knew we were in the cabin broadcasting. Heck, our butler came and sat down with us on camera. I mean, in Ben and David, they didn't get kicked off the ship. They left the ship, but I mean, they were slapped in the face and shut down. We had a complete 180-degree opposite experience. Is it because they put new protocols in place? I don't believe that 100%. Not the treatment that we got.
No,
not at all whatsoever. Because, mind you, I've reached out to their media department, right? They've never responded one time to us, right? So they're not catering to content creators
no.
at all whatsoever.
No, they're not.
It's just, at least in this case, the staff on the Divina and the yacht club. And Valerie B is about to go on the Divina and the yacht club.
Yes.
I can't wait for her to get back to tell us her story.
Yes. Looking forward to it.
Patricia says, slice, plop, 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 swirl. Because says, I would like to try MSC World America just because it's hard to go outside of my box. And I think that box is going to be a good box because the World America is an Oasis class ship, essentially. So,
For all intents and purposes,
Yep.
yeah.
Cesar Day says, my understanding MSC is new to the cruising for our market. Yeah, they are. And it's such a different market and a different way that we're used to doing things. There's a learning curve, and they're on the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Cesar Day says, I like the cigar with Captain on deck one night. Ooh, nice. If they still do that. Yeah, they do. They did that on the Divina. And actually, it was out by the bar that's outside.
It was the Di Serono bar.
The one, is that
It's outside, yeah.
outside the dining room?
Outside.
Is that what it was called?
Outside the yacht club dining room.
Yeah.
Di Serono.
Yep, because they were setting up one night as we were coming and going from dinner.
And you know who else does the cigar outside was the Utopia of the Seas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did
they
that
had
as
that.
well.
Yep. Valerie Reed says, Chris, yep, I'm booked in the yacht club for MSC World America, and I'm super excited for that. Ooh, so you've got 2 yacht clubs coming up.
Nice.
Oh, look at you.
Man, yeah, they were booked. They were sold out on the
Yeah,
World of America when we tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Roderick says, good night. Thanks for the great content as always. Thank you, Roderick. Thank you for being here. And the
Thank
quote of the
you.
day.
Yes.
I'm not going to be able to find it because we've had a ton of conversation tonight.
We have.
Chris says, wow, Valerie, I'm impressed with that. That ship looks amazing. Definitely has me interested in trying it out. Looks absolutely amazing. I'm sure you'll have a fantastic time. Well, Chris, you're going to get to see it firsthand because we are doing the World America on the inaugural. So you'll get to see it
We will
before
bring
anybody
it to
else.
You. We'll bring it live.
That's the one thing about us broadcasting live is, most people when they get on the ship, they get the content and they may make one or two videos, but you see it a few days later. You're going to see the ship first here. I'm sorry. Yes, Pre-Crow's website, etc. Yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah.
Just horrible.
It is.
Macrina says, yeah, MSC got to talk into after Ben and David. LOL. Yeah. It's funny. Their whole ordeal had happened, I guess, after we had taken.
We were
We'd
about
already-
to get on to the Magnifica when that happened, I believe.
Yeah, I'm screwed up with the timelines, but we'd already been sailing with them. I'm like, man,
Oh, yeah.
it just doesn't compute.
No, it didn't.
But we'd never been in the yacht club.
that is very true.
And so we were, you need to plug this in.
I know.
I don't have something for you to plug that
I
in.
know.
It's going to die.
I know.
We were making a lot of assumptions about how it was going to be for us when we ended up with that upgrade. And it was completely the opposite.
Yeah.
It was completely the opposite.
No problems whatsoever.
Yep. Chris is like, Valerie, please let us know if it lives up to the hype. I bet it does. I think MSC is making a hard push to compete. Oh my gosh, Chris.
Without a doubt, they are. They are coming hard.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I was on Davina years ago when it first came here. Gorgeous ship. Yeah, we absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to 40.
Yay! Thank you.
I didn't even see it.
guys. I didn't either. Thank you so much.
And Allie and M, this is 41.
oh wow! Thank you.
It's bound to happen. We've been on for nearly 3 hours.
Yeah, 2.5.
Our dinner's cold.
Yeah. Oh well.
We ordered Chinese. She went and picked it up before we started the stream. It's sitting over there smelling this place up. Surprised you haven't seen the saliva.
drool.
Oh, that's right. Awesome. Is the World America inaugural a transatlantic or Caribbean? It's Caribbean. It's out of Miami.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's I can tell you. Look at this. We can do this. There we go. April 12th. Is that it? I think that's it. Yep. April 12th. First cruise. Is that actually it? Wait, there we go. Yep. April 12th. Oh, 41. 41.
Yay! Thank you guys.
Yep. April 12th. Look. Anybody want to come on there?
Do we have good deals?
7 days. Inside cabin. No, it's a military rate. It's under $1,000 for a 7 day. It's a little pricey. See, that I would personally, I would say that would be a little bit high, right? But if you look at the rest of the price, I mean, after the first sailing, go on it in May, in between seasons. You're paying $786. Again, it's military rate, so the regular rates wouldn't be too off of that. They'd be about, like I said, about $800. So, but again, if you take the port charges and the taxes out of there, that means it's probably around $550, $600. It's not horrible, guys. I don't think so.
What kind of a cabin were you looking at?
That was inside 550
Inside? Okay.
divided by 7. $78. We're a little on the high side. Yeah, a little on the high side. But remember, the newest ship in the world.
Right.
$78 a night. Not $1,000 a night.
Right.
Right? I'm just saying.
Yep.
All right, guys. We love you all so much. Thank you so much. The 41 thumbs up. Oh my gosh.
You guys are awesome. Thank you. Really. Thank you.
But we got to go. We got some Chinese food over there that we've been staring at for nearly 3 hours. Love you, mean it. We don't have to go home, but we do got to get the hell out of here. Peace.
Superman, come fly with me, just take my